Okay, I think we're good. Streamer cam. Unfortunately, today I just want to get this out of the way right off the bat. The version of this episode that I have, unfortunately, is missing some footage. It starts about 10, 11 minutes into the show. I'm not sure what happened, but... So we miss a little bit of the show, but otherwise, this is picking up right where we left off. This is July 19th, 1986. We're in Memphis, Tennessee. Welcome to the stream. Good morning, Grace. I've got a new Boit Watch video coming out today of Ruby during her Joker mode deleted stream. I'm excited about that. How's it going, Ed? Oh my gosh. I'm still reeling from the Joe LeDuc squash matches from 2 days ago. I feel like they had a profound effect on me. Oh my gosh. But I think this episode is maybe going to be kind of like I could be wrong, but I feel like we're kind of, everything's building. We've got the loser leaves town match. Maybe we'll see some kind of like a booking shift or something here. I don't know enough about Memphis to know when whoever takes over, but I know they switched bookers on a semi-regular basis. Dave Brown went streaking. That could be. Oh my gosh. Ruby has absolute content queen. My God, man. Ruby's throwaway account is like just one hit after another. That Joker video, I mean, like, and I get it. I completely get it, because I'm not saying, and I talk about this in the Boit Watch video, but like, I wouldn't paint my face like that necessarily, but I completely understand, like, if you're, and in Ruby's case, I do think she's trying to like stay clean and get better, but like when you're, you know, and I don't know the extenuating circumstances behind why she couldn't get her medicine or whatever, but I understand why she's mad. I wouldn't express my anger in the same way, but I've certainly expressed anger in ways like that before. So, but anyway, I think it's a great video. I think her content lately has been great. The Joker video though is just so, if you couple it with the tweet where she tells the doctor that if she doesn't get the medicine, she's going to go Joker mode. And then she goes Joker mode and she's like, this is what you did. You did this. It's pretty keynote. All right, well, let's open it. Again, I'm sorry. This episode's only 40 minutes instead of 51, so we're missing 11 minutes, but we're going to pick up with an interview with the Nightmares. Okay, and I'm hoping my audio is all okay. Here we go.
Which we're going to, and we beat you again, baby. We get 5 minutes with J.D. Costello. And that right there is right down our alley, baby. You know, he's always talking about sissy boys, calling us sissy. Well, how you gonna look, boy? When we get 5 minutes with you in the ring, we're gonna take some hair color and some paint and paint your face and spray your hair.
I like that.
What do you think about that, J.D.?
Hey, Ken, the sum and substance of it all, you guys still figure that Mod Squad's cost you guys the Southern...
Oh,
Hey,
give me that microphone. Nobody wants to hear this propaganda from the Nightmares or from you, Lance Russell. Let me tell you the way it is. I want...
Did the Nightmares get even weirder? Like, what's with these T-shirts they have? Like, I guess literally T-shirts they have on. Have they always worn those?
5 minutes with either one of you. I'll take both of you on for 5 minutes. You two little sissies. I may not can beat a wrestler. I may not can beat a referee,
How's it going, Distinction?
but I can take on you two little sissies. Painting your face up, spraying your hair. Let me at them. I want them. I want them. Let me have them. Let me have them. Hey, Lance Russell, can you believe this? He's got the nerve to call us sissy the way he swishes around the ring and his men. Come on. Hey, come on. Hey, J.D., Mod Squad, listen to me. Listen to me. These guys are going to feel real funny when they got to come out here next week and tell everybody that they got beat up by two sissies, aren't they? That's right, baby. That's right.
You got his attention, no question about that. The Nightmares, as they'll be going, there's a match coming up with the Mod Squad, and if they beat them, they get 5 minutes with J.D., Ken Wayne, Danny Davis, the Nightmares, who will be going against them. In the ring right now, Benny Traylor and Jerry Garm.
Man, he was fucking worked up, dude. Wow. He came out 100 miles an hour.
Who will be in a handicap match. And
Oh no, not Garmin and Trailer in a handicap match.
I don't envy their problem at all because they've got a big one. 390 pounds big, and we're talking about one of the most agile giants I've seen in a long time, ever maybe. Bam Bam Bigelow. Completely tattooed around the head. He'll be in a handicap match with him, and manager Larry Sharp right out there with him. Sharp turns him loose. Larry Sharp.
Got the bell. Bam Bam will be ringing all the bells. Look at this.
Larry Sharp turns him loose, and here he goes with Jerry Garman and Benny Trailer.
Yeah, I call him the double D brother.
Sorry, I thought I had to sneeze. Yes, they look very like gold dust adjacent, stardust adjacent.
Benny just demolished with that slam, and now Bam Bam takes him straight up in the air. Here comes Jerry Garman back in
I thought he was gonna flip over the top like a reverse, and instead he just threw him like a sack of shit.
the ring. He was thrown out earlier by Bam Bam.
Yeah, these guys look like the Doubleman brothers, and we're doubling our pleasure and doubling our fun because Bam Bam is the one. Look at him. Beat him up, Bam Bam. Thank you.
Drops him over the knee, and now he's covering them both. 2, 3.
Oh, it ain't over.
Hey,
It
come
ain't
on,
over.
Larry. He
You were watching police car chases in LA.
wins
Ain't
the
over.
match.
All the way, Bam Bam. All the way. That's my man you're watching.
Jerry.
The beast from the east. Bam Bam Bigelow. All right.
We need Ed to post the bell emoji. It's about to get disqualified.
Two at once. We doubled our pleasure and doubled our fun. This is
He
great, Lance.
comes off the top rope. He had already beaten him, and he demolishes both Trailer and Garman as the beast from the east in just over 1 minute's time complete.
I don't know if you guys remember or not, but back in the 90s, if you're old enough to remember, if you've watched the shows from then, this is how the Hardy Boys got started in the WWF. They came in to work a handicap match with Kane, I'm pretty sure. If that wasn't their first match, like their first, I think they might have been on Velocity or something, but I think their first big thing was whenever they wrestled Kane in a handicap match. But you really don't see a lot of handicap matches anymore.
Completely control a handicap match and destroy.
I mean, do they really have jobbers anymore? I know they have guys who win maybe like not very often, but I don't feel like there are actually like enhancement guys anymore. I could be wrong, like just job guys.
Jerry Garman and Benny Trailer. Man, oh man, I'll tell you, it's going to take some doing for anybody to ever beat this guy. Larry Sharp, Bam Bam Bigelow, back in a moment. Okay, some more action back in the ring in just one moment. Hey, time out again to remind you that you folks around Owensboro, there was a scheduled championship wrestling on July the 24th, but it had...
I'm not a fan of 50-50 booking. I used to be. During like the beginning days of Ring of Honor, I used to think that like I wanted like that's what I wanted was like 50-50 where every match was competitive and whatever, but like that was such a fleeting phase for me, and I feel like now I'm just all in on the like story and character. I mean, I want the matches to be at least like watchable, but like I'm not nearly as worried about like I don't think I used to hate job guys during that time. I used to think like, man, why, I didn't really see the point in it, but now I'm understanding it more. Like as I've gotten older.
Has been canceled due to a conflict in the building, and we'll be announcing the next date that will be coming up. Okay, let's talk about something that hadn't been canceled. I mean, it's only going to be nothing but action going in the Coliseum in Evansville come
An Amish police chase? Wow.
Wednesday night. Opening match, Greg Gillis
We should do an episode about Amish girls.
against Gypsy Joe. Sexy Ron Sexton.
Wait a minute. Okay, so two names there pop out at me that we haven't heard so far in 1986, one of which is Gypsy Joe, the unbelievable crazy guy. And then what was the other one? Sexy Steve Sexton? Who the fuck is that?
Will be going against David Haskins in the second match. Then Big Bam Bam Bigelow.
Yeah, like, I mean, I understood like the mechanics of it, but like I didn't really like appreciate. Like when I was a kid, I did. I thought I always liked Iron Mike Sharp and I liked seeing the jobbers, but like I went through like a wrestling snob phase during the beginning of Ring of Honor where like, you know, I thought that every match should be competitive and clean finishes, and it's like looking back on it, I'm like, wow, what an idiot. Like who cares if it's a clean finish? It's fucking wrestling. Like as long as the story is good and as long as like shit makes sense, like I don't really care about like I don't care who wins or loses most of the time, as long as I'm like entertained. Like in this Jerry Lawler versus Bill Dundee thing, like I really like Jerry Lawler, like obviously a lot, but like I don't want Bill Dundee to go away, but I'm not like I know it's gonna be good, and either way, like it'll be fun. But I like Bam Bam getting disqualified. I like the attitude of being like, I'm just gonna come in and hurt people.
All 390 pounds of him will be going against
Barry Horowitz. He got that little push, man, and that was mind blowing to me. Like I was like, I couldn't believe he was fucking winning.
Newcomer JT Southern.
Hey Rich, how's it going?
That'll be a good bout. And look out for the final three matches. Texas.
Rich, I'm bringing the Healthy Family Force playlist online today. I got Vegan Patriot and Ruby up last night, and I'm going to get Healthy Family Force up today. I'm getting Healthy Family Force and Aphrodite playlists up today. How's it going, Laughing Cedar? What's up, Michael McCaffrey? We need Perry Saturn Moppy. Like, would you consider Chavo Guerrero and his hobby horse to be in that genre?
Death match with Joe LeDuc heading against Paul Diamond. Falls don't count. You go till you can't.
Oh my God. Dude, I would rather fight Joe LeDuc in a chain match. At least he could knock you out. He could, like, you can't get pinned. It's just until you're pretty much, like, completely unconscious. What a nightmare. What a nightmare for Paul Diamond.
Then it's going to be the Nightmares against the Mod Squad. If they win, they get 5 minutes with J.D. Costello. And
oh, 5 minutes? Wow.
Finally, Jeff Jarrett and Pat Tanaka against Sato and Goto for the title.
Here we go. Sato and Goto versus Haskins and Smothers.
Well, I understood.
Oh, here we go. He looks like he just got off the golf course. What's up, Raymond R. Jones?
Well, at least I heard and partially understood what Tojo said about the fact that Goto is his cousin, and that caused him to believe Jeff Jarrett.
Oh my God, Do-Rag Vince. Somebody has a really good documentary about Do-Rag Vince that tells like the whole story. That's a crazy character.
In the ring, I see and would like to know from you, I see no reason for the interference. Why did you have to interfere in that last match in there that they had?
The last wrestler, I want to tell you something. You mind your own business, I mind my own business. You understand? Your mouth is too big. You understand? My business, you don't interfere with my business. You understand? I want to tell you something. Jeff Jarrett is just very, very clumsy. He was about to fall outside the ring. I just stopped him. That's why.
Yeah, see, he wasn't trying to interfere in the match. He was trying to help him. He was trying to keep him up in the. You know, keep him from hurting himself. How's it going? By grace, I'm saved. Thorpe alert for the Thorpe fans. Thorpe alert will be back up. I just have to do a little bit of fine tuning on it before it comes back up. But Thorpe alert it's on the horizon. I can see a finish line for Thorpe alert returning. And I've already got 2 awesome clips to post as soon as it does.
I don't lie. Japanese don't lie. You understand? Japanese people never lie. You understand? I want to tell you something.
You wish you all had managers like this? You mean like if you went to the store and you had a problem with the cashier or the manager, like you could just have somebody come up and be like, hey, listen, I saw what happened here. This is none of your business.
Jeff Jarrett, I tell you what, I train him every time. You know, Jeff Jarrett, all he do is eat and sleep. He's retired.
You can't get high. You have to go to work. I'll do it. I'll get extra high for you. How's it going, bro? I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Wisniewski. Is this the best stream? Thank you. Is this the only? I hope this isn't the only stream you've ever seen. Puff. I don't like to pass, but yeah.
started. That boy is
I'm not selfish or anything. I just don't smoke a lot of joints. I just smoke one hitters or bowls. But I guess I pass the bowls. I don't know.
retarded. He don't know nothing about wrestling. I take my boys early in the morning, 7 o'clock.
You could probably pay Ben, Anon. I bet Ben would be a funny caricature wrestling manager.
Train. They love to train. But Jeff Jarrett, all he do is eat and sleep. That boy is retarded. He think he gonna tell the Japanese.
What? What did he say? Oh my God. This is wild shit, man. Tojo Yamamoto not playing around.
He don't know nothing about wrestling. I take my boys early in the morning, 7 o'clock train. They love to train. But Jeff Jarrett, all he do is eat and sleep. That boy is retarded. He think he gonna tell the Japanese honorable imperial wrestler how to wrestle. You know that boy is very, very sick.
He's really going in on Jeff Jarrett. Wow.
Mr. Rand Russell.
Yeah. You know that you have a match coming up with Sato and Goto against Jeff Jarrett and Pat Tanaka, and the winner of that match is going to be the new International Tag Champion.
Mr. Lance Russell, I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to predict you already. My two imperial Japanese wrestlers, the great wrestler, they train hard, and I tell you what, they're going to retain, and they're going
USA. That's what I'd be doing.
to take back the International Tag Team Champion again.
You can't get high either? Oh, you're out of the country. Wow, nice. Well, thanks for hanging out internationally.
And because Jeff Jarrett and Pat Tanaka is just a
I'll have to put that in my intro video that I'm internationally known.
punk.
Including the 12% of people from India who watch this stream.
Yeah,
I feel shit.
Well, that's not true. They don't watch this stream. They watch my movie reviews have like 12% views from India.
For Jeff Jarrett, he's a justice boy. He's gonna stay forever. Then every chance we get, we're gonna show him what kind of man. We're gonna show them the difference between boys and men.
When we find out about it, we'll see who's going to be the champion. I'll
They should ask Tarzan Goto to comment, and he just does like the Tarzan yell.
tell you that for a fact. To the ring go Sato and Goto. And we're ready. Their opponents today from Springfield, Tennessee will be Tracy Smothers and his partner from Memphis, Tennessee, David Haskins, wrestling out of Tokyo, Japan, Akio Sato and Tarzan Goto. Bell time and off and running we go. We've also got Tojo Yamamoto in the corner of the former.
I completely forget sometimes when we're watching it that this is like 40 years old. Like, that's how like zoned in I get on it sometimes.
International Tag Champions. We'll keep an eye on him. Whoa, a nice drop kick from David Haskins. Hooks the arm, takes him over and down. In comes Tracy Smothers. And I think maybe that Sato and Goto may have overlooked these two guys. In the air with a nice leapfrog. Hip toss. Tracy Smothers. Because Smothers...
Oh, high definitely helps. Like, high removes those things where I'm like, obviously like a big botch, I'll still say something, but like it kind of removes a lot. It lets my brain relax where I'm not like as critical about the stuff I'm seeing, which is probably why my movie reviews are so, I'm generally pretty positive about art.
And Haskins both have come a long way. A 1 count is all he could get. And again, Smothers takes him down and bars the arm. That's Akio Sato who makes a tag on his partner, Tarzan Goto. And there's no doubt this is a world-class team, Goto and Sato. To the rope, Smothers being chopped hard as Goto blazing away at him, and the referee telling him, come on, get him off the rope. Takes a shot, and Goto goes to the eyes. And Smothers right back. What a good effort.
I kind of feel like I was really like I was a fool for a lot of years, because I would hear people say, like, in shoot interviews and stuff, like, oh, there was this cool, like, there was like a cool run where so-and-so came through Memphis, and I'd be like, yeah, that'd be neat to watch, but you know, there's no way I'll be able to like super get into it. I won't be able to appreciate it. And now I'm like completely addicted to Memphis wrestling. You missed the Love Connections episodes. Maybe we can do something different on Saturday. We can figure something out because that's like a shorter day. So I don't even know that I'd have time for like 2 full Memphis episodes. So maybe we can do something different on Saturday.
Nailing Haskins as he comes into the ring. Rolls him back up, slides him down. Count of 1. Ooh, what a nice move from Haskins in the air. Goto and Sato stunned by the unexpected expertise being shown by their opponents.
I feel like though the more we watch of these Memphis episodes, like my brain like is like, hey, why don't we just become a Memphis wrestling channel? And I'm like, we can't become only a Memphis wrestling channel.
Goto put down hard by Tracy Smothers. Tracy got a 1 count.
Look at this guy out in the crowd. He looks like he should be in the ring.
Yamamoto up out of the chair watching. Referee comes over to send him back. Sato comes by.
Yes, EFD 306 for life.
With a referee's back turn, he nails Smothers, so Goto takes over a tag on Akio Sato. Sato down with a heavy chop. And again, hollers at Goto.
I still have a Jedi Joy Deep Cuts episode preloaded too that I've got like I have like a playlist and a docket for.
They use his head as a battering block, and Smothers' head slammed right into the top of Goto. And again, he comes off.
And by docket, I mean I put some time. I wrote down some timestamps on the back of a Kroger receipt.
The ropes with a headbutt. Smothers now in heavy trouble. Sato and Goto getting their acting.
Oh man, you know who I'd like to see fight Joe LeDuc? All I can think about is Joe LeDuc matchups. We should probably look on YouTube sometime and just watch Joe LeDuc matches. But I want to see Joe LeDuc against Greg the Hammer Valentine. I think that would be a badass match. Joy Watch coming. Well, they have their own thing now. They have like their own playlist. I'm getting it up today. It's like The Way of the Jedi, Healthy Family Force clips.
Together against Smothers.
Did you know, Distinction, that Rich is going to give me complete access to the Healthy Family Force Empire, like unprecedented full access to like all the content that exists.
And Haskins into the foot of Akio Sato.
That's what it's like all over my place. There's like receipts or what little pieces of paper that say like VP for Vegan Patriot and then the date and then a timestamp, and then I'll just randomly pick it up when I'm high and I'll be like, oh man, I got to go clip that. So at least when I remember, I can do that. Like I have down right here that somebody told me I needed to watch an episode or a stream that's called Jeets of Rage at 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 30 seconds. So I wrote that down because I didn't get Crack for Me told me about that.
Now with a chop, and a referee has a word to say to Sato. Scooping Smothers up, slams him back down. 3 minutes into the action, we're past the 3-minute mark as Smothers and Haskins got off to a great start. And then
Jeets of Rage. Like instead of the video game Streets of Rage, it's Jeets of Rage.
with a little diversion by Yamamoto, they were double teamed, Smothers was, by Goto.
If it's something that's like just fun and it's just goofy, it's not anything anybody would worry about, I'll just actually clip it on YouTube, and that way I can just go in and look at my clips, and then I'll at least have a timestamp on where to start my to like start to see how much I actually want a clip of it. But then sometimes you know that there's stuff that if you did that and then the streamer got the notification, they would go to there to see what it was, and it might be like, you know, something they didn't want up. So I have to balance it out between like scrawled, handwritten notes that you can barely decipher and then just regular clipping the wholesome stuff.
And Sato, look at that nice kick. Smothers trying to pull his way down to the corner, but Goto cuts him off. Over the top rope. Snaps Smothers back out into the center of the ring. A knee dropped down. Smothers is covered. One, and at the count of 2.
Oh,
Big.
Sorry, I'll let it play for a little while after this, but so the guy that I did the episode yesterday, the Mr. Hornsby 83 show of Boit Watch that has the Action Figure Federation, he commented on the video and thanked me for the shout out and said that he appreciates it. So I'm glad we could get the word out for the Mr. Hornsby 83 show.
Tracy kicks his way loose. As the tag on Sato, Smothers needs to get over and tag his partner, but he fights his way back, heads to the corner, tags David Haskins. Past the 4-minute mark, Haskins going to work on Sato, whips him in. Oh, boy. Man, David got a little bit too much.
Look at the crowd going nuts over that.
In terms of being anxious.
Like, don't you wish you could have, like, if you're a wrestling fan, like, don't you wish you could have been there? Like, don't you wish you could have went to a show that, like, that felt like that? I bet the people who were at the WrestleMania that was, like, Hogan against Rock, that's probably one of the last times that had that kind of a feeling where people kind of, like, stopped being fans for a minute and started being, like, marks again. And, like, I just think it'd be so amazing to not only experience that, but experience it, like, every fucking week for, like, years and years. Like, that's wild.
And he was caught hard, feet knocked right out from under him. Sato drives ahead into the midsection, 1, 2. He got him. Goto, that was, drove the head in at 4 minutes and 27 seconds. And the winner, Sato and Goto over Tracy Smothers and David Haskins. More action in a moment. You're going to see this.
Nice camera shot. Yeah, the tickets to the studio show stuff was free, I'm pretty sure. Which is cool. Like, that makes it even better. Like, you could take your family and hang out at the wrestling shows every week for that. Isn't a fan and a mark the same? Not to me. Like, I think all marks are fans, but not all fans are marks. A lot of fans are like, they want to be like, you know, like super smart about everything and like, you know what I mean? They don't watch it to get swept up into the moment. They watch it to see how many stars a match has. And I'm not trying to be a dick or anything, but it's true. When I talk to a lot of wrestling fans now, it's not like you just hear about like literally how good a match was instead of being like, you know, hey, the Undertaker, his hands got set on fire. Or no, the Ultimate Warrior's hands got set on fire by this voodoo practitioner. Like, you know, it's just a different type of situation. Like a mark is in it for like to me, a mark is in it like for the experience of being there. They're the people who go into a haunted house and allow themselves to be scared. So like they're genuinely scared in the moment. But like, I feel like in the moment at the wrestling show, like they're just, I don't want to say like just kids again, but like they're buying into it. They're not trying to nitpick everything. They're just taking it. They're letting rest. They're just going with the flow with it. Whereas marks are like timing the matches and, you know, talking about whether that finish was used at a house show the week before. Does that make sense?
Young man in the ring in action with Paul Diamond as his partner in just a moment. Jeff Jarrett, I think, had a rude awakening if he ever had any illusions at all, and a confrontation you had earlier with Sato and Goto.
Sorry, we have to put up the shield when Jeff Jarrett appears on screen. Jimmy Hart even had a song called Monday Night Memories. Championship Wrestling from Jeremy, how's it going?
When Tojo said you were falling out of the ring, and he just stopped you from falling. He stopped you all right.
No, that's right. People know the real story. But right now, I heard Tojo come out here, and I'm confused at what he's saying. He says that I'm clumsy, that all I did was eat and sleep, that I didn't care about wrestling.
Right.
Well, Lance, I'll tell you. When I was
Why don't you say what he called you, Jeff?
in school back in the spring,
He should be mad, I think.
every afternoon after I got home from school, I'd go over there and want to train. When I got out of school this summer, I'd go over there early in the morning and I'd want to train with him. And 9 times out of 10, he'd say, go on, I got to go somewhere, I'm busy. Now, Tojo, Sato, and Goto, they don't think I can become a wrestler. But I'm here to tell you, I want to become a wrestler, and I want to become a good wrestler. Now, we got a match coming up with them, the international belts.
The winner of that match will be the new champion.
That's right. And not many people think me and Tanaka can do any good or even have a chance with these guys, but I think
How's it going, Joe? Yeah, old slap nuts.
we're going to turn some heads, and I hope the people come out because I think we can come out with the championships.
Well, of course, a lot of people didn't think that the first time that when you had Tojo as your partner before.
Yeah, I mean, it looks, he looks pretty, I mean, you could tell that he's like, weathered, but like, I think like facially he's aged pretty well. Like he looks pretty much the same.
Before he walked out on you, that you guys really had any chance with such a world-class team as Sato and Goto, but you won it.
That's right, Lance, and we're going to try to do the same this week.
Okay, Jeff Jarrett, and good luck to you, Jeff. Outstanding young athletes. You'll see 2 of them in here in just a moment.
You don't even have a chance with us, much less anybody else.
Oh man, now we're talking Big Lou's out here. We got the Memphis Vice.
Pat him on the back.
Big Lou and Jerry Bryant of the Memphis Vice. They'll be in there against Paul Diamond and Jeff Jarrett
Oh, I thought we were getting an interview. That was just a walkthrough.
in this tag match. It should be a good team also. Paul Diamond teaming with
Jeff Jarrett teaming with former drug addict and current PTSD survivor Paul Diamond.
Jarrett today against the Memphis Vice. And let me tell you, the Memphis Vice has been coming on strong. Before the bell really even gets the vibration out. They're across the ring and jump. Diamond and Jarrett, who reverse it. Diamond with Big Lou and Jerry Bryant with Jeff Jarrett. Good backdrop from Jeff. Diamond grabs a hold of Bryant. Jeff covers him up 1, 2, and Bryant misses him, and Jarrett pulled out of the way. Nice drop kick, and down goes Bryant. We got them all 4 in the ring. It hadn't boiled down to a tag team as yet because the Memphis Vice charged across the ring and jumped Jarrett and Diamond just as the bell sounded. I mean, never even gave them a chance to turn their head. Jarrett in the ring.
I feel like Big Lou is a good performer. I like his like facial reactions and his selling, but he's just he is just the shits as a wrestler.
By himself now, and the referee's saying, let's get one in here.
Oh wow. Hey, what's up, F Wood?
And both of them into the ring now. Bryant goes down. Lou goes down.
Jarrett's drop kick is on point. Remember that one he hit last episode that like almost took that guy's head off? That was an amazing drop kick.
And it didn't look too clumsy to me. Yamamoto was talking about Jeff being clumsy. An outstanding
Did you hear Lou yell at that guy in the crowd? Shut up, fat boy.
basketball player. Fine athlete, I think. Climbing through the ropes, Jerry Bryant squaring off with Jeff.
You love wrestling and you love being high? Me too.
The referee said, let's open the hands and keep this a wrestling match, not a boxing match. Bryant and Jarrett tie it up. Bryant with the arm.
We don't always watch wrestling, but like it's at least like we do it like weekly, but like this week it's been all wrestling.
Rastus grabs a handful of hair and pulls him off the feet while the referee is over with Big Lou trying to get him.
Sometimes we watch trad girls, and sometimes we watch drunk women being arrested, and then we also watch Love Connection.
Back to the corner. Once again, Lou's got one of those irritating mouths that he will absolutely make you mad. And he's getting to the crowd and the opponents. There's a tag from Bryant on Jarrett. Big Lou put to the
Big Lou
midsection. And Lou slams him upside the head.
The Algo gods have blessed you. You don't happen to know OPC Don, do you? Maybe OPC Don had something to do with it.
Tag on Jerry Bryant. With the knee of Bryant, a head slammed into it. Jarrett down.
I forgot Jarrett was in the match. I needed to throw up my shield for a second.
Down in the corner. He needs to get over to Paul Diamond, but he's a long way away. Bryant whips him in. Clothesline, and down Jeff goes. They're keeping him well on this side of the ring so he can't tag his partner. Body slam. And Bryant baits Paul Diamond in, so the referee has to intercept him while that's happening. Jarrett caught in the corner by Big Lou and Jerry Bryant. The referee turned around and saw him. Jumps on him right away. They said, oh, no, 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 no.
Yeah, I must have done something YouTube liked, because ever since I came back on Monday, like, I feel like the stream's been going out to more people, but I don't really know what it is. I guess we'll find out when Thorpe Alert goes back up, if that's a if that's any reason why, if Thorpe Alert being offline has boosted me in the algorithm. This is Memphis Championship Wrestling, July 19th, 1986. And they're obviously not, they're like, the VODs of the live streams before this one go all the way back to like the beginning of 1986. Like every show in 86, up till July 19th, we've all watched on live stream.
Over the top and a drop kick. Here's a tag on Paul Diamond. Paul rushes Bryant in. Backdrop. Bryant and Big Lou. Slams those heads together. Now with Jarrett on Bryant. Paul Diamond has got Big Lou. Here's Sato and Goto. Jump in the ring. It'll be a disqualification. 3 minutes, 36 seconds. Disqualification. The winners will be Jeff Jarrett and Paul Diamond. But Sato and Goto pounding away on Jarrett. Meanwhile, it's Big Lou and Bryant on Paul Diamond. Here come the Nightmares. That evens things up. And the Memphis...
Okay, so the Nightmares are turning babyface. They're coming out to help former drug addict, future steroid user Jeff Jarrett and Paul Diamond in this match. I mean, the Nightmares as a heel, at least, like, the goofiness was like it made you kind of like laugh at them, but like them as baby faces with this gimmick is weird to me. Like or at least like not the Nightmares gimmick, but like the colors and the face paint, it's just weird.
Vice and Sato and Goto split. So the winners by disqualification in
One of them is Dave Brown.
3:36, Jarrett and Diamond. We'll take time out, be back in just a moment. All right, Wednesday night, Evansville Coliseum. That's where the action is, and that's where you ought to be too, my friend. We're going to be seeing a triple main event. One of the bouts I know that you want to be there in time to see will be when the Beast from the East, Big Bam Bam Bigelow, will be in there against a newcomer to the territory and an out.
Oh man, this guy again. He was so good in the last one. His delivery was so terrible. I feel like I really like this guy, even though he's so terrible.
Standing wrestler. We're talking about JT Southern. You're getting your feet wet in a hurry, JT.
JT Southern fucking cracks me up. Is that even real hair? Like, I feel like you could kind of like, you could just put your hand under there and just take the whole wig off.
Yeah, Lance, that Bam Bam, he's big and he's bad, but he can be had. He's been trashing everybody.
He's big and he's bad, but he can be had.
But he ain't gonna be trashing
I'm gonna start saying that, talking about Grace.
JT Southern that night.
That's going to be a big night. We'll be looking forward to that. You betcha. Wednesday night, we'll be seeing you. International tag belts will be on the line. You're going to be seeing somebody walk out there with the belts around their waist. Sato and Goto with Yamamoto in their corner against Jeff Jarrett and Pat Tanaka. Jeff?
That's right, Lance. There's got to be a winner, and I think me and Pat can do it. We're awful
Oh yeah, we're huge promo fans on this channel. That's like one of our favorite. That's like one of our most discussed things, or the different people's promos.
young to this business, but I think we can turn a lot of heads. And Tojo, if you want to get in the ring, I got something for you too.
Ooh, boy, going to be a tough night, Pat.
I tell you what, Lance, Sato and Goto, those were the...
And that has one of you guys that's more versed in Memphis than me. That the fact that Jarrett is feuding with Yamamoto is kind of like is like part of like has extra meaning in Memphis because his dad teamed with Yamamoto, right? Or am I imagining that?
Jeff's titles, and I tell you what, I'm going to be there to back him up to make sure he regains those titles.
Good luck to you guys. We'd like to see you with those belts in there. And a match you don't want to miss. Talking about the Nightmares, Danny Davis and Ken Wayne.
To me, this is a million times better. This I can get on board with. This is at least like manageable. I like that they just have the bleach blonde now. This is I'm down with the Nightmares now.
Going against the Mod Squad, and if you guys win it, we will. 5 minutes with J.D. Costello.
Oh, baby, I can't wait because, you know, we proved already that the Mod Squad can be beat. Anybody can be beat, even the Nightmares on any given night, but we're not going to give you the night. But when we beat you, baby, we're going to get 5 minutes with you, J.D. Costello. We're going to have this spray paint out there. You know why? Because you're always knocking us about spraying our hair and painting our face, calling us sissies. Well, how are you going to look when we spray?
Uh-oh.
A lot of folks would love to see that if you get that spray paint and that paint going out there on J.D. Costello. Wednesday night, you'll have a chance to see Be There. And
a bleach blonde arc from me. I don't think we'll see that, probably. I honestly, though, seeing all this Buddy Landel stuff, I am like, wouldn't it be bad? Well, to me, it would be badass. To the world in general, it would be like, you know, cringe, but I think it would be funny to dress up as like Buddy Landel for Halloween. I got the hair. I could just feather it up.
Right now, this ought to be a dandy. It's an expiration of time match. We've got plenty of time for...
Expiration of time match, and we've got 19 minutes left. This is really... They're investing heavily into the Nightmares if they're taking up 20 minutes of the show with one match.
Action. The huge team of Fire and Flame with J.D. Costello, and they'll be going against the Nightmares, Danny Davis and Ken Wayne. Danny on the left, Ken on the right. They'll
You think I should be J.D. Costello for Halloween?
be giving away giant amount of weight.
I've been working on my J.D. Costello in my off hours.
But that really didn't make any difference to him. Starting out, Danny Davis against Flame. J.D. up disturbing the audience here.
Oh, no.
As
Okay, I'm hoping that the interview is more recent than the match, because they're back to this ridiculous face paint again.
Flame is in there with Danny Davis.
Russell, I almost didn't recognize you for a minute. It was the best minute
I know, 20 minutes of the Nightmares against Fire and Flame.
I've ever spent in my life.
Oh, J.D.
Let me tell you right now about these two little sissies in the ring with the other part of my dynasty, Fire and Flame, because we're going to effectively put them out of wrestling. They ought to be in the New York Ballet. They ought not be in professional wrestling. They ought to be tap dancing in the circus. They don't belong in professional wrestling.
Remember last week when he was like, these are people that put dye in their hair. They paint their fingernails.
With the real men, and the real men belong to my dynasty.
J.D. Costello lecturing about real men is such good, like, 80s pro wrestling.
Would you spray paint your hair? Would you put a star on it? Would you? They're trying to.
15 minutes too long? I would agree. Maybe even, cut him off at like 3 or 4 minutes.
Hide something, Lance Russell.
Little mistake, JD. As the speed of Danny Davis got him out of the way, and Flame caught his own partner, Fire, on the ring apron. There's a tag on Ken Wayne.
And nothing between this is like the hottest crowd, and there's nothing there like between them and the wrestlers.
Wayne into the ring now. JD better watch what he's saying. Those words may come back to haunt him tonight.
I don't think these guys are making anything if what we've kind of talked about before is accurate, which is that like if you're kind of a known person, you don't get paid for the TV, only the job guys.
Listen, Lance Russell, I won't take it away from the Nightmares. They exhibit great speed, but my dynasty not only exhibits speed, we're also agile. We're the strongest men in professional wrestling, and the third reason, the most important of all, Fire and Flame, Spike and Basher, the Mod Squad, have me.
I hear that, JD, and in spite of that, they've got impressive win-loss records, both of those teams. Fire and Flame against the Nightmares is Ken Wayne with a good drop kick after a whip, and Fire goes down on the mat. Danny Davis takes over once again in the center of the ring.
You don't like the studio system? I really like it. I love studio wrestling, though.
This is an expiration of time match, and we've got a good bit of time.
That's Lance Russell's way of telling you can go take a shit or you can go get something to eat. He's saying, like, this is an expiration of time match, and we've got quite a bit of time.
For this team that would seem, look at here, big splashing cover, but he gets a 1 count only. They're trying to use the surprise element there to end up getting a 3 count. That's what you've got to do in a lot of respects with a team of Fire and Flame. They are so big. Danny Davis, Ken Wayne, the Nightmares, pound for pound, just as tough a tag team as anywhere in the United States.
Do you think somebody lost a bet and that's why Fire and Flame have to wrestle for 20 minutes?
Top wrist lock, and it's reversed, but not for long. It's Fire. Once again, they exchange, and there's a tag on Flame.
You know, Lance, I understand since the Nightmares have had a confrontation with my Mod Squad and also now with Fire and Flame, they've had many nights that they couldn't go to sleep. In fact, they've had nightmares of their own since all of this has happened. I understand they wake up, they're scared to death, they break out in a cold sweat, and they've had to go to the doctor. And they've been to several doctors, and all the doctors say that they've got a certain disease, and they call it Mod Squaditis. And the only cure of that is to get into the ring, face back. It's a day of confrontation with the Mod Squad. That's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to face up to it. Every time they've attacked the Mod Squad, it's been behind our backs. Now, it takes real men, Lance Russell, to stand face to face. And that's what the Mod Squad does. And you know it, Lance.
I'll remember what you said as I watch your dynasty teams in action.
Referee losing all control here.
Right now, Ken and Danny are interested in one thing, and that's Fire and Flame. A nice drop kick on the team.
Yeah, I've seen Billy Gunn. Yeah, he's a unique individual the way he's aged. But I think he's also really got a lot of chemicals and shit in there. There's no way Billy Gunn's natural.
Fire and Flame right through the ropes. They double over, mashing the big guys down to the mat and right back in the ring. The Nightmares.
Don't worry, guys. 30 seconds out of the 20 minutes has passed.
A rough and tumble pair themselves. They have no hesitation whatsoever about landing on Fire and Flame any way they can. Ken Wayne squaring off with with Fire, who bangs him and stops him cold. That was so spectacular. Let's jump in here and take a look at this. After they'd gotten them out on the floor, both of them right through the rope, pound down.
And of course, JD Costello makes sure he's out of the way of everybody. Love that.
On a man, oh man. And back to the live action again. Ken being held as Flame comes in and unloads the big dukes on him. Whip into the rope, big elbow, and down goes Danny. Elbow down on him. Is this it? 1, 2. That's the thing about it, a team the size of Fire and Flame. When they get you down at any time, it could be the count of 3. Whoa, way up in the air. They threw him right up into the light.
I need to move these lights up a little bit with Fire and Flame out here.
Well, I got to say, they got him right up into the light. There's a cover. Not that easy to get a pin on the Nightmares, JD.
The Nightmares.
Well, you haven't seen Flame do his moonsault yet. If you see him do the moonsault, you'll get it. No. I don't think Flame ever did a moonsault.
I give them credit. They've got a lot of speed. They like to come back. You think they're down and out, and they keep on coming back. But Lance Russell, my dynasty speaks for itself.
Well, we'll see. That's what's happening now. The actions are speaking louder than words, and you can see the kind of tactics being used by Fire and Flame.
They really crack me up. Like, I love their look is just so like old, like super old school pro wrestling. Like before, like everybody was like one body type, and like they're just such like throwbacks to that time. Like to me they seem dated even for like 1986, which is part of their charm to me, that they're still like they're running on top in this promotion too as a tag team.
Flame makes the tag on Fire. On the exchange, Ken Wayne plowed right in the midsection.
You know what I'd be doing if I was there? USA. I'd get it going. I don't know where any of these people are from, though, but, I mean, they couldn't hurt, right?
Rattling the head of Ken off the top turnbuckle, followed by a big chop. And there's a tag on Flame. £580 plus of tag team and Fire and Flame. Ken is down, rolling underneath the ropes. That may have saved him from a pin right at that point. JD down around. Here comes his partner, Danny Davis, over to help Ken out. As the Nightmares now on the short end of the stick with Fire and Flame.
It's clearly apparent that Ken Wayne is down and out.
Sounds good, Phil.
It's almost over with for him, Lance Russell. You can see it, and I can see it, too. You've been doing this a long time. You know when a man's down and out.
Where's Dave Brown? Is he? That's him, right? There's Dave Brown. I don't feel like we're hearing him.
Easier said than done, JD.
Lance, why don't you take a long walk on a short pier?
Oh, you make my day, JD.
Yeah, come on. Oh, my God. Dude, I would be so annoying. I'd be the fan that everybody else hated. I'd be so, if in a match like this.
All bad, and there's a kick out. They thought they had him again, and Ken kicks loose from Fire. Over near the corner, is he going to get the tag? No, sir. Close to Danny. He got it. Here comes Danny, a lot fresher than Ken Wayne.
God, whose idea was this?
Raked across the eyes, and out on the floor goes Danny. Fire and Flame back in the ring.
Dave Brown was the weatherman in Memphis, really? I like to just, as a joke, I like to heel on him just because I think he's a funny guy. But I didn't know he was a weatherman. That's interesting.
We're going to stop it right
Was he ever drunk when he was doing the weather?
here. We got some spectators that got involved.
Did he say some spectators got involved? They were like, in this shit. We'll pin them ourselves. Oh, thank God. I've never wanted to see one of these corny 5-minute long music videos ever, knowing that it's going to save us from 5 minutes of fire and flame.
At the big battle royal, I'm coming in to put you away. Flip side on the mat with your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, it's not your day. Bring 'em on.
Oh man, you know what? Maybe fire and flame aren't that bad.
I just don't quit, I always keep on, keeping on, bring 'em on. See, I just don't quit, I gotta bring another victory home. Good guys are getting harder
Man, he
to
was
find.
laying it, man.
Alone, I've had to break a few heads. Bad guys, they try to stick together. It takes a half a dozen of them just forget the nerve. Bring 'em on. See, I just don't quit. I always keep on, keeping on. Bring 'em on.
Hey Avery, this is actually like so aggressively bad to me. It's like giving me anxiety.
See, I just don't quit. I gotta bring another victory home.
I love the footage. I hate the music. I hate that song. Yeah. Like, look at those punches. Those are so good. This is just like a complete reel of like just amazing looking punches. Yeah, I love the rock and wrestling rap video. I think Dutch played it on his podcast not too long ago. The Wrestle Rock Rumble.
Okay, we've got, well, this last match was scheduled as a expiration of time match, but I can assure you that that match is completed. And we are not going to have fire and flame back here after...
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, thanks.
After the incident that took place out at JD.
Wait a minute.
Hey.
Don't you say JD.
I assure you that we are done. That bridge is burned.
Don't you say
We are not going to have you wrestle on
Wait a
television.
minute. Nobody tells us who can wrestle here and who can
I remind you of Jeff Hardy. Is it like the ridiculous clothes combined with the long hair and the drug addiction?
not wrestle here. I've got $20 million that I can buy this studio. I can buy Jerry Promotions, and I can own it. Nobody. You know how it happened down here? That fat broad got up and attacked one of them. They touched him first.
Remember somebody from the crowd got involved in the match, they said, and now he's saying this fat broad got involved. Jesus, JD.
We have legal rights. Nobody touches us.
Got no right to be beaten up on somebody that came here and did it.
Wait a minute. And the bottom rule is nobody can deprive my men from making a living. And that's what they do in professional wrestling. They make a living by it, Lance Russell. Hey, JD, I'm not...
I could see that. I could see Riff Raff.
I'm not saying they're deprived from making a living. They're just deprived from being here on television. They can wrestle in the arena.
I've never seen Son of a Gypsy, but if it's Jimmy Valiant, I mean, it's got to be pretty wacky.
They can do everything else, but they cannot wrestle here on television. We don't want them here anymore. Will you guys get out of here? Hey, we're not hit first. Will you guys get out of here?
This guy's in it. He's got this Beetlejuice suit on today.
Defense, Lance Russell. Hey,
Well, I'm not going to make you, but by golly, I'll tell you, they've got people who can make you get out of here. They're getting in touch with...
hey, man.
All right.
We have certain lawyers that can put this company out of business.
Well, let me tell you what, JD.
Here come the lawsuits.
Those kind of guys, when they come around and jump on somebody like that, they ought to be put out of business. All right.
Keep their hands off of me. We'll take this off.
Yeah, get them out of here.
Somebody to wrestle these two.
JD Costello's going to sue Jerry Jarrett Promotions, and with some of the money, he's going to give it to me so that I can build Fusion Studios so that we can have a dedicated studio for watching old Memphis wrestling.
Fruitcakes in the ring right now. Is that what you want? Well, you got it.
We're going to build an exact replica of this studio, and then we're going to use AI to hologram the matches, but we can still troll people in the audience.
A Mod Squad.
Hey, he said he's going to go get them. Look out!
Spike and Basher hit the ring.
Spike and Basher. Come out here. They're not even. Boy, you got a fine bunch in the dynasty. I'll tell you what, you really...
You got a fine bunch of people here.
Bunch are a great attitude.
Nobody tells us what to do. You got to realize that.
Nightmares. Under normal circumstances, I would love to see a match between the Nightmares and the Mod Squad.
But not like this, Dave Brown.
And I guess the only thing you can say here is it will
be there.
Just sit back and watch a whale of a fight. In the ring, Basher just nailed Danny while Spike, down on the floor with Ken Wayne, slams him on the studio floor.
Oh, no.
Big suplex on Danny Davis by Basher. Basher covering up. They came running out here, and he kicked out of there. Davis looked like he was all through. Referee's telling him, don't put your hands on me. They're choking Ken Wayne down on the...
I love old WWF arena shows. I can't show them on here. They always end up taking the stream down, but I can watch them over on Twitch. I love those shows, especially when the matches get really boring and the fans get worked up. I think that's really funny.
Floor as Spike had his shirt around. Ken Wayne coming after him.
The Nightmares.
Well, this brawl season right all over the place. Ken Wayne slamming Spike's head down into our bell as Dan...
Where are the Beach Twins? Why aren't the Beach Twins coming out to help?
Danny Davis being rammed into a chair at ringside. Can we... Yeah, let's break this thing up.
What an idiot. What's he think? What's this guy think that he's going to ring the bell and they're going to be like, oh, hey, sorry, we didn't know the bell had been rung. Come on, buddy. Get the Beach Twins out here.
What a brawl. Nightmares, the Mod Squad, the referee stopping it. That's the only thing to do. Well, you got to find dynamite.
You're seeing a lesson right here. You're seeing a lesson against the Nightmares from the Mod Squad. It's just...
This is a complete mess, but, I love it. I'm completely invested in it. Memphis has such good, like, just wild, crazy finale, like, what do they call them? Schmazzes.
The beginning. It's just the beginning.
You don't see them quitting, do you, JD? As Ken Wayne just nailed Spike with that chair.
They're turning the tide.
And a brawl goes on.
The bell's still just going on off in the background occasionally.
Battling in the ring. As the referee's trying to get some kind of order, not to get it started again, but just to get it all stopped. Mod Squad now with the Nightmares down, and JD just egging them on.
Where are the Beach Twins? Where's whoever? Where are the baby faces? Send Rough and Ready out.
Danny draped over the top rope, being choked. The referee goes down. Ken Wayne fights his way back with Basher. As JD hanging on to Danny Davis. This match long ago was over with. It all happened when, well, let's wait a minute. Nightmares are still standing.
So the reason that they, the reason that they couldn't send security in was because the security was busy taking care of the fans who created the disturbance. So security was otherwise occupied and was unable to come in and assist the Nightmares. But like the Beach Twins, what a disappointment.
The Mod Squad standing. They didn't run anybody out of here. J.D. Costello now with the Mod Squad, and they're screaming at the referee. So there's the confrontation between the Nightmares.
This is when you throw out right as things start to kind of chill out, then you hit them with it. USA! And like for no reason, because I think all these guys are American.
And the Mod Squad. I want to recap.
Yeah, during the match, somebody in the crowd got involved with the fire and the flame. And that's why J.D. Costello said that the broad in the audience, it was her fault that everything got taken, everything went crazy. But the security was escorting those people out, they were handling that situation. And that's why like security couldn't come in and help, couldn't come in and help the Nightmares.
Hey, let's get everybody out till cooler heads prevail. JJ.
My Triple I, no better than anybody else. There's a time and a place for this. This needs to be settled in the arenas, not right here today. Everybody needs to cool down.
J.D. Costello storms the ring, ambushes the Nightmares, gets into a huge brawl. Then once he starts to lose, he's like, "Hey, listen, Lance. This ain't to be settled in an arena like this. This ain't right. We need to be settling this at the arena, not here on TV. There's a time and a place."
That's right.
Get their heads together, because those boys right there, you aren't going to see them a week from now. You aren't going to see them because they're not going to be around here.
You're right about cooling down. Everybody is fired up and hot and all of that. Okay, a little excitement we had today. We don't need any more of that next week, but we'll have plenty of action. You can bet your life on that. We'll be looking forward, hoping maybe Davey will...
That episode, I was missing the first few minutes, and then I think there were a couple bad cuts in there, but it looks like this one is back on 51 minutes. So this is the show that came immediately after that one. It's July 26th, 1986 in Memphis. There's the Buddy Landell. That's like to me that's peak Buddy right there. Like that's my mental image of Buddy Landell. And yes, I do have that suit, and I did put it on temporarily one time on stream. All the more reason to go bleach blonde at some point.
Hello again, everybody. Lance Russell right along the ringside without my old sidekick, Dave Brown. Davey will be back next week, and we'll be looking forward to having him back.
Damn, Dave Brown out again. Come on, Dave.
He is going to miss a good one today.
They're like, we're going to teach that motherfucker Mark Fusion for bad-mouth and Dave. We're going to keep him off for a couple episodes and see how he likes that.
Hey, we've got some outstanding bouts coming up here.
Man, this episode looks so good. Wow.
One of them is going to be our expiration of time match, and we'll just have to see how much time we have for that. It is a 10-man tag match, and that means there's going to be just that many more folks to have a lot of havoc going on when we get to that expiration of time. We've got an outstanding tag bout between the team of Sato and Goto with Yamamoto at ringside against Ken Wayne and Danny Davis, the Nightmares. Outstanding. You'll be seeing the King here, and that answers the question.
I don't know what happened to, I think, is Uncle Elmer done? I remember he had that title match against somebody, but I can't, or the tag titles, but I don't know whatever happened to that. I don't know if we got any, I don't think we got any closure on that, or the Jerry Lawler match, right? It seems like that should have been a big deal. The loser leaves town, but they didn't really address it. Maybe they couldn't address it because they had recorded those episodes earlier.
And about loser leave town and all of that kind of thing also. In addition to that, plenty of other bouts. Let's take time.
Dave Brown was drunk and streaked through a local Memphis bowling alley one night. Not really. But it seems like something Dave Brown.
More action right here coming up on Championship Wrestling. Okay, in the ring right now.
So we got Jim Jamison, who's been brutalized by Joe LeDuc nonstop, teaming up with David Haskins, the Diet Jerry Lawler, against Bam Bam Bigelow.
A couple of gentlemen I wouldn't want to trade places with either one of them. That's David Haskins on the left and Jim Jamison on the right. And coming in, the beast from the east to the Jaws music, Bam Bam Bigelow, getting ready for another handicap.
How long? That's what I want to know. How long do I have to wait for? I've been in this building. I've been around here a long time now. He has not yet been here. I'm looking for him. I can't find him.
Remember that time that Larry Sharp was given the promo and he was just like screaming at the top of his lungs and his face was turning fucking red like he was going to have a heart attack? And then like a little thing opened up in the corner and it was Bam Bam Bigelow just doing squats nonstop, like menacingly toward Lance Russell.
I ain't waiting no more. I ain't waiting. Come on. Ooh, I can't handle it.
Okay, Bam
No,
Bam.
man. I've been here. Where you at, King? Come on, baby. I'm ready. What do I got to do? I got to feed more human weight?
Bam Bam Bigelow complaining the fact that he can't get a hold of Lawler, and he does have a handicap match, and I got to tell you, it is still weighted in his favor. This guy is one of the most...
You could like twist the narrative here and say that like Bam Bam Bigelow has yet to win a match in Memphis wrestling, because that is true. But I don't really think they're going to play that angle.
Awesome spectacles that I have ever seen. Okay, Bam Bam, that night. For a guy this size, here they go, double. They're both in the ring at the same time, and together they're unable to get him off his feet. He goes to the ropes and cools them both down. That's Jamison. He picked up by the hair first, goes over and grabs David Haskins, headbutts him with that totally tattooed head, in case you think it's painted on with a crayon. No, it's a tattoo. Nails Jamison across the ring, slaps Haskins off his feet. This guy is so mobile for a huge person. It's hard to believe. And all he's hollering is he beats on Haskins and Jamison and intimidates the referee is, come on, Jerry. Come on, Lawler. Where are you? And out goes Jamison. Bam Bam Bigelow setting David Haskins up in the center of the ring. Suplexing him. Snaps him up. And powers him down to the mat. He obviously is...
I completely zoned out there. You could tell, yeah, you could definitely tell that like Bam Bam was at a different level than a lot of these guys.
Just in total control of the situation. Stands right up on top of Haskins. Reaches down.
And then you got these guys, these job guys who absolutely go out week after week after week and take the craziest bumps and make these guys look like $1 million. Like, think of all the beatings we've seen Jim Jamison take. He's won one match ever, and that was against Tony Falk. Like, he took all those crazy bumps from Joe LeDuc. Like, it's just cool that when you get that like perfect combination of a guy who's like big enough to like really cause some huge bumps, and then you got guys that can like really sell them really well.
Grabs Jamison, pulls him back. I would have rather stayed on the outside, to tell you the truth. Bam Bam slams their heads together. Down goes Jamison. He takes Haskins in a side headlock. He's hollering, Jerry, come out and play. Oh.
I really like the shit talking during the match. Have any of you guys ever seen the video of Don Morocco where he eats a submarine sandwich while he beats a jobber? That's one of my all-time favorite job matches.
Oh, boy. Jamison's and Haskins in a bear hug as he picks them both up. Look at that. One in each arm. That is Bam Bam Bigelow.
No.
And that's going to be the end of it. A minute and 59 seconds. Bam Bam Bigelow comes through with a victory over Jamison and Haskins. Oof, I feel sorry for them. We'll take time out. We've got more action coming up in a moment.
Hey, some great championship wrestling action coming up in Cadiz, Kentucky. That's on
the EFD of Memphis, Randy Hales. If you don't know, like, Randy Hales has a YouTube channel where he goes live, and he gets like under 10 viewers normally, and so you can like talk to him pretty directly. And like, dude is just I mean, he was around for so much wrestling history, and I always say it when I see him, and I'm not trying to knock him, but like, I just think like the opposite. I'm saying like, I can't believe he only gets that few of viewers, like, because he's just like, he has so much knowledge about, you know, Memphis wrestling. It's just surprising that like people aren't like lined up in there to ask him questions.
Thursday, August the 21st, Championship Wrestling at the Trigg County High School. Championship Wrestling in Springfield, Tennessee on Saturday, August the 23rd. But I want to tell you about Wednesday night at the Evansville Coliseum, a great card including 6 big matches. Joe LeDuc against Bam Bam Bigelow, a return international tag championship match. Sato and Goto with Tojo Yamamoto in their corner against Pat Tanaka and Jeff Jarrett with Jerry Jarrett in theirs. A special challenge match, tell you the stipulations a little later on with the Mod Squad against the Nightmares. First, I want to talk to Bam Bam Bigelow against the big crazy Canadian Joe LeDuc.
Crazy Canadian. Let me tell you something, Joe LeDuc. I'm going to change your name right here, right now. Joe LePoop, baby. I'm going to flush you down the toilet. I'm the beast.
Joe LePoop. He's going to flush Joe LePoop down the toilet, man. Amazing.
On the east, baby. I weigh 401 pounds. You don't jump.
All right, Bam Bam Bigelow. I want to call in J.D. Costello. Let me remind you of the stipulation. If your team wins, the Nightmares will wear a dress from the ring. But if the Nightmares win, J.D. Costello will
So if he wins, the Nightmares have to wear a dress?
Go a makeup session.
Oh, you just say that with so much enthusiasm. You know, I'm just a little bit confused about what's going on around here. Now, before matches, I've trained the Mod Squad to get in the dressing room, you sit down, you figure out your opponents, you drill, you think about your match. They even beat up themselves in the dressing room. They're hungry. They're ready for the kill. Then in the other dressing room, you've got the nightmare.
Listen, Randy, they're beating off in the locker room.
There's pretty little nightmares. They sit down in front of the makeup mirror and they put on their lipstick. They fix their eyes. They put stars on it. They get out their blow dryer and fix their hair up. They spray paint their hair.
JD Costello is just amazing. The more I watch of him, like, I just think he's fucking he's just so outlandish.
What are they men or what? Hey, what is it? What is it? This is wrestling.
Especially this red pill arc he's on now. It's like just fantastic.
This is professional wrestling. This is what it's all about, Nightmares. Take a look at your future, the Mod Squad.
I think it's been most surprising to a lot of people, but particularly Sato and Goto, that they have had the difficulty with.
I'm going to look into that. I'm sure there is some footage from the arena shows, even if it's just stuff that they filmed like to release themselves. There's got to be some of it out there, maybe just like individual matches, but I'm going to try to see if I can find enough to put together for like a live stream one day.
With Jeff Jarrett and Pat Tanaka.
If I can't do that, I think I'm going to try to put together like a Joe LeDuc, like a best of Joe LeDuc episode or something.
When they met for the International Tag Championship, Jeff Jarrett and Pat Tanaka had an opportunity to, I think, come very, very close. May very well have won the match with Sato and Goto had it not been for Yamamoto. There is a chemistry that is working with these young guys that I think has Sato and Goto baffled, and certainly Tojo Yamamoto. They will be meeting in a return match, and well, they do deserve it because they certainly look very, very well. They did well together in their match with Sato and Goto. But the next time that they meet, they're going to have somebody in their corner, and boy, is this intriguing. In the corner of Jeff Jarrett and Pat Tanaka will be Jeff's father, Jerry Jarrett. Now,
I better put up my protection spell. We got 2 Jarretts in the house.
Stop and remember back a few years ago when Yamamoto, who will be in Sato and Goto, and remembering that Yamamoto and Goto are cousins, Yamamoto and...
Do you think they put this promo together to try to fuck with Lance?
And Jerry Jarrett were not only partners, they were the Southern Tag Champs and really, really cut a great record for themselves. And now here they are with a situation with Sato and Goto and Yamamoto.
Okay, so the Mod Squad did make it to WCW. That's interesting. Did they have the same, like, cop gimmick? Or did they have was JD Costello still with them?
Jeff Jarrett, Pat Tanaka, and Jerry Jarrett. Let's take a listen and see what Jerry had to say about this.
You know, Jeff called me when I was in Florida, and he asked me the question that so many of the fans have asked. They've asked me this.
This looks like Jerry Jarrett has the vibe in this interview that he's being interviewed like right after, like, his wife has disappeared and like he's directly responsible for it, but he's trying to kayfabe the news audience about it.
Same thing. Dad, what do you think happened to Tojo? What's he thinking?
Or like maybe David Spade.
About. And at the time, I really didn't know. And since then, I've tried to contact Tojo twice and ask him what it is. And both times, he would say hello on the telephone, and I'd say, hello, Tojo, this is Jerry, and I'd hear a click. And I think the reason that he hadn't wanted to talk to me about it is I don't think he knows. But Tojo, I can't talk to you on the telephone, but I can talk to you through this interview. And I don't think you really know what it is, but I think I finally figured it out. I think you're older than I am, and I think you're still wrestling, and I have retired. And I think all those times when we'd ride up and down the road and you'd talk about the young people getting in this business and how spoiled they were and how big of brats they were, I think that was the resentment that so often happens when a man is trying to compete with the younger people in any given profession. And I think that's what's happened to you. I think you resented Jeff. You came to me and you said, oh, let him team with me. Let me help him. I said, fine, Tojo, he's a man. Go to him, talk to him. Y'all work out whatever you want to. Well, you tried to help him all right out of the business. Now, I haven't interfered in any of Jeff's matches, and I don't intend to. But I want to tell you one thing, Tojo.
If Ruby agreed to work with Grace, Grace would be on her doorstep like a lightning bolt. She knows, I know, she's got to know that Ruby is in like this absolute just diamond Keno phase, and Grace would definitely, I think, zoom right in.
Jeff and Pat, they had a chance to overcome the odds and upset this Japanese team. And if it hadn't been for your interference, for your sticking your nose in, they would have. All I want to tell you is that Monday night I'm going to be there, and if you stick your nose in Jeff and Pat's business, I'm going to knock some of that slant out of your eyes.
Okay, up to the ring right now. We're ready to go with the...
Your interference, for your sticking your nose in, they would have. All I want to tell you is that Monday night I'm going to be there, and if you stick your nose in Jeff and Pat's business, I'm going to knock some of that slant out of your eyes.
Okay, up to the ring right now. We're ready to go with the next bout. This match will be a one...
Man, the Ben and Grace would love that. They'd be rolling.
Fall 10-minute time limit tag match on the left of the screen, introducing from Memphis, Tennessee, Keith Robertson, and his partner wrestling out of Montana, making his first appearance here, is Greg Gillis. Greg wrestles from Montana and is on the apron at the moment. Across the way and in the ring right now, Jeff Jarrett and his partner from Hawaii, Pat Tanaka. Referee Jerry Calhoun. And
let's make sure we remind everybody that Pat Tanaka is a good guy, so he's from Hawaii.
We're off and going as Robertson is in with Jeff Jarrett, who has him in a standing
hey, Stephen David.
Side headlock. Wraps the arm around, and Keith reaches out with the other hand, rips him across the eyes. Robertson, who's a big, rough, tough guy. We've seen Keith in numerous matches. There's a tag on Greg Gillis, and what he was hollering something at Gillis. I don't know what it was. Our first look at Greg Gillis. Rolling arm, and Gillis brings it right back to Jeff Jarrett as they exchange it. Robertson is standing.
Well, and if you chanted USA and somebody was like, hey, everyone in the ring is American or whatever, you'd be like, well, so what? You don't have to. Maybe I said it, irrespective of what was happening in the ring. Maybe it was just maybe it had nothing. Maybe I was just saying something that had nothing to do with what was going on in the ring.
And up there saying, hit him, hit him. Gillis thus far staying right with the rules. There's a tag on Pat Tanaka. And the Hawaiian, who's a classy young wrestler. Boy, I'll tell you, this guy will give you problems. Good, clean break.
What's his thing again? The Hawaiian suplex, where it something about taint tickling.
Robertson is hollering, give him the fist. Hey, don't give me that stuff. Give him the fist. Woo! Look at that kick. What a dandy. Gillis felt that one. Gillis, well-built young guy. He's average height. Boy, is he built up. And Robertson just running his mouth. While Gillis, who is...
Has Robertson ever been a good tag team partner? Last time, whenever the guy came over to tag him, he like walked away and wouldn't come into the match. And nothing was ever really said about it. But then now he's shit-talking his partner in the ring.
Impressing us as an outstanding wrestler. Waist lock, he went behind, and Tanaka over by the ropes comes right back up on his feet. Gillis caught the standing side headlock. On the corner, there's a tag on Keith Robertson. And Robertson comes in, faces Pat Tanaka. Robertson is saying, why didn't you hold him? He wanted to get a cheap shot in on him, and he goes with a foot. Robertson's got good height, good weight.
That was some pretty good heel work. Just walk right up to him and just like flick kick him in the nuts.
He's the tallest of the 4 wrestlers involved in this. We're about 2 minutes and 15 seconds in. There's a tag.
All he did was go in and kick him in the nuts and then come tag out.
As Robertson holds him and telling Gillis to hit him. Gillis saying, hey, don't be mouthing off to me. And he slams his partner. Greg Gillis leaving Robertson in the ring. He just got fed up with that and taps an ox.
Wrestling is just so great. Like, even when you know exactly what's going to happen, like, it's just so goofy. Like, it's...
And Jeff Jarrett got him, and look at that move by Tanaka. He got him. The German suplex, he took him down and slammed him hard, got a 1, 2, 3. 2 minutes and 35 seconds, and the winners.
Yeah, I thought that was, like, amazing. I thought it was a great match.
Jeff Jarrett and Pat Tanaka. Boy, it was a dandy, too. Good move. Robertson just raising too much cane with Greg Gillis.
Listen to Lance Russell. He's like, oh, that was great. I love that. He didn't remark at all that, you know, the guy had betrayed his partner and not only abandoned him, but, like, beat him up and then abandoned him. He's just like, oh, what a dandy match.
Gillis busted him and left him right then and there. Hey, some big news took place in an excellent wrestling town of Jackson, Tennessee. It involved the AWA Southern Tag Championship belts, and this took place just last night. We got a tape on it, and I want you to see the tag championship match between Jerry the King Lawler.
Cool, here we go. This is what I was wondering about. What happened to Uncle Smelmer.
And the Giant Hillbilly defending against Fire and Flame with J.D. Costello in the corner. And there is
Man, think about how big Fire and Flame are, especially the whichever, I think Flame is the bigger one. Like, he's a huge dude. He was like towering over the Nightmares. And look how small he looks compared to Uncle Elmer. Like, Jesus.
The Giant Hillbilly, who's got himself an armful while Jarrett takes care of the other side, and J.D. Costello jumps up. Here comes one of the Mod Squad Spike over there. And from behind, now the guy that jumped in there, we couldn't figure out who in the Sam Hill was interfering with the match. It resulted in a 1, 2, 3 while the referee was tied up, and it also resulted in the championship.
Uncle Smelmer suffered first-degree burns to the top of his scalp from that fireball.
Exchanging hands to where Fire and Flame got it. Now, you'll have to worry about whether it is a legitimate thing for them to have done that. They've got the titles. Who was the guy that threw the fireball on the Giant Hillbilly? Well, I'll tell you exactly who it was. We found out later it was Billy Spears. Now, some of you may or may not remember Billy Spears. Billy is a manager and has been around quite some time. And he comes walking in here right now.
We got another goon coming in. I'm so excited. What's this guy's name? Billy Roberts?
With the AWA Southern Tag belts. And this is the gentleman you saw.
Oh, my Lord.
In the tape right there of the championship match that caused...
Is this an Andy Kaufman character?
...the entire chain.
The only thing they saw...
This guy looks like a white red fox.
And when I walked in was these 2 championship belts, and that's all they need to see. We've got them. I came here for that one purpose, and we have them right here in our possession right now.
What were you doing right there for that championship match? You don't have any involvement.
Billy Spears, okay.
With Fire and Flame.
I don't know anything about this guy. I don't think I'd ever heard of him before.
I have all right in the world to be there. I am their manager now. I have been called upon to do so. I'm here to do it. And the first night here, this is what happened. We won the belt.
Wait a minute. What happened to J.D. Costello? He was their manager, was my understanding.
Let me tell you one thing right now.
Oh, no.
I, being an ex-wrestler myself, know more about wrestling.
Oh, no. Is J.D. Costello out? And now we get the white-red fox?
And somebody that never done it. And let me say this. I am going to remain here. I have got the flash, the flame, and the fire, and they are my men. They are going to be...
He didn't even get the name of the team right. God, come on, man. Where's JD?
Champions from now on. And let me tell you one thing. I don't know what's going on, why they can't wrestle in the studio, but I want them to wrestle in the studio, and I've got my lawyers working on it. They will wrestle in this studio.
You can have your lawyers working all you want to, Billy. I want to tell you this right now. You may have had a hand in them getting back the Southern Tag Championship belts, but they are not going to wrestle in the studio. There is no call for any guys to have done what they've done, and they're not going to wrestle in.
Oh, if JD Costello is gone out of the territory, that's going to be like a... I'm going to have to come to terms with it, I guess.
They're going to wrestle in this studio before this time. Today is out right here. They're going to be right here to wrestle. I'll make sure that you're not going to stop them from wrestling, and there's nobody else around here going to stop them from wrestling on TV. We are the champions.
Like, I'm physically, I'm sitting here watching this, but mentally I'm hearing the that sad song from The Fast and the Furious, and then I'm imagining all of JD Costello's best moments.
They're not going to stand out here and argue. They are going to wrestle on TV today. Spears, you don't have to stand out here and argue with Lance Russell. I made the...
Hey, where the hell have you been, Eddie Marlin? This guy's been dodging everybody for like 2 months now.
Decision that they're not going to wrestle here, and they're not going to wrestle here. These fans come to watch the wrestle match. They don't come for the wrestlers to bother.
Well, it's like Tony Falk. It was the same way with him, right? He just like one day just, that was it. We haven't seen him for like quite a while.
Them and injure them, and they're not going to wrestle here. I can't help what happened before I got here, but you do see it. Everybody else sees out there. What has happened since I've been here is they are the champions right now. You can't deny that. You can't, and anybody else can't deny it. We have the belts. How we got them is...
I'm confident saying this. If I had been in the area and old enough, I think I could have been I could have gotten a little run on Memphis as a manager. I feel like I could have... I feel like pretty much if you've got a larger-than-life personality and you can project that and you have it all kind of an interesting look, I feel like they would have given you a shot here.
Our own concern, but they will wrestle on TV today. They're not going to wrestle here.
Thank you, Eddie.
I'm going to tell you one thing right now. If that's your decision, you're going to be very, very sorry for making such a decision. You don't really understand who I am. I'm Billy Spears, and they are the champions. And you or anybody else is not going to stop them from coming on TV.
Well,
and if you do, that's going to be another tale, another story down the line. So let me tell you one thing right now. I make the decisions around here as far as wrestling is concerned and who wrestles. I manage them now. They are my team, and they are the champions.
Just keep them away from here.
It's true, yeah. And like, I guess the positive too, if his run is over here, is that one, he could come back, or we could see him in a different territory. But also that, like, he didn't linger on so long that it was like, oh boy, here comes JD Costello. Like, it was literally, he went out on a high. It was like, I had just remarked on his last interview how, like, he had, like, just completely won me over. And then he's just like, you know, deuces.
Your team, but they're not going to wrestle here.
Yeah, just keep them away from here, Billy. We don't need them around, and I'm glad they're not here today, so we don't have any argument.
Here, that's all that counts. I've got the belts, and I'm going out there, and I'd hate to be the one to go out there and tell them that they can't wrestle on TV.
Well, problems.
I have enough drugs in my system that I'm confident enough to say I could have at least made it for, like, I could have got on TV, but I probably would have, like, struck a fan or something and gotten removed from the promotion. Well, I don't know, back then maybe that kind of thing would have been all right.
We got those to worry about maybe down the road. Right now we're going to take time out. We'll be back with more action in just a moment.
Right to the back of it. That is a good fireball, though. Especially that, I bet it looked, well, I mean, we're seeing it in the arena, but like to be that big and visible, he got it really good, but it did just like brush the back of his head.
In action returns to Springfield,
EFD,
Tennessee on Saturday, August the 23rd. Wrestling Thursday, August the 21st in Cadiz, Kentucky at the Trigg County High School. But right now I want to tell you about sensational 6 matches that'll happen Wednesday night at the Evansville Coliseum. Greg Gillis against Tracy Smothers to open up the card. Then you will see Sexy Ron Sexton against Paul Diamond.
Sexy Ron Sexton versus former drug addict Paul Diamond.
A.T. Southern will be in action against Gypsy Joe. Then comes
No way, JT Southern against Gypsy Joe. What a shit match that was. I guarantee you that match was awful.
the match we talked about. Bam Bam Bigelow with Pretty Boy Larry Sharp against Joe LeDuc.
Oh,
International Tag Team Championship return with Akio Soto and Tarzan Goto with Tojo against Pat Tanaka and Jeff Jarrett. But Jerry Jarrett will be in their corner. And finally, the main event. It will be a special challenge match. If the Nightmares lose, they must wear a dress from the ring and on TV. But if the Nightmares win, JD undergoes a makeup session. Looking forward to all that great action Wednesday in Evansville.
JD Costello, if they lose, had to put on a set of makeup. That's interesting.
JD Costello and the Mod Squad, who will be involved.
Oh my gosh. You guys have no idea. Woo! I mourned him before he was gone. We're still in there.
In the near future in a bout with the Nightmare.
Hold on a second. I have to get my give me a.
I want to tell you the stipulations on that bout. In this match, if the Nightmares lose it, they're going to have to leave the ring in dresses, and they will have to wear them on TV so that you will see exactly what happened. But should the Mod Squad lose the match, then JD is going to have to go to a beauty parlor, we'll have more on that in a minute, and undergo a makeup and special treatment session right there at Gould's Beauty Parlor.
I want to know who comes up with these stupid asinine stipulations that they always put me under. Is it you? Is it promoter Eddie Marlin? Well, let me tell you one thing. Both of y'all have the brain about the size of a penny, and it's worth less than that, Lance Russell.
Listen, JD, just look at it this way.
I can't remember what it was. There's a mantra for it that's like what was it? The aggressive awake. I am awake. I am watching JD Costello in 1986 Memphis, and it's going to be a great day.
You're the one that brought up the fact that the Nightmares are sissies and they wear things
This is 1986 CWA Memphis.
in their hair and they have stars painted on their face. You're the one. It seems to me that these are perfect stipulations.
Well, let's clarify a few things right now. Apparently, a lot of the fans and a lot of people have a misconception of who I am and what I am. And let me tell you one thing. I am a real man. Do I manicure my fingers? No, I don't. Do I paint stars on my face? No. Do I put on makeup or lipstick? No. Do I curl my hair, Lance Russell? No. Do I spray it, Lance Russell? No, I don't. But who does it? The two little sissies do it. The Nightmares do it. I call them the Boy George and Tiny Tim of professional wrestling. That's exactly who they are. They go down the highway listening to Barry Manilow and Johnny Mathis and Barbara Streisand. We go down the highway listening to Led Zeppelin and Ozzy Osbourne.
This is amazing. JD Costello continues this red pill arc that is just, it's so good. I love this arc.
Crank it up all the way, and we go 90 miles an hour because we are real men.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. It is absolutely fitting that the stipulations be as they are. Let's take out just a second here, and I want you to see some of the special treatment so that you will know that JD is going to appear on television. If the Mod Squad loses, the Nightmares have already, we've said, if they lose, they will be on TV.
My heart really sunk for a minute when I saw that new manager was taking over Fire and Flame. I was like, oh no, I wasn't ready.
All right, let's take a look at. Will you hold it, JD?
For sure I'll get copyright claim, but just as a reminder. Which, by the way, the Beach Boys never did. They didn't even claim the last time when it played like their entire song.
You know, we got 40 hairdressers between Gould's Hickory Ridge and Gould's in the Mall of Memphis. And even the most unattractive man or woman, we can usually do a tremendous amount for them. In fact, make them look terrific. But JD's so ugly, I'm not sure what we could do for him. As a matter of fact, I think the guy needs to look in the mirror.
Listen, this is very unprofessional. I mean, he's speaking on the looks of potential clients. I mean, that's how you lose some business, buddy.
Before he goes around giving other people a rough time by the way they look. You know, come Monday night, if he happens to lose, I'm going to get all my hairdressers together and we're going to try, but we're not...
This guy looks like this guy looks like he tried to build a fence around the pussy back in the day. Whenever he get a rat, he tried to lock it down just solo.
Miracle workers. In fact, I tell you what I'll do. I'll open the place up at 8:30 that morning, even though we usually open at 10, just to see what we can do for him. JD, I'm waiting for you.
Well,
who is that? Who is that geek? Is that the sister of the Nightmares? Is that...
J.D. Costello misgendering people in 1986.
Who it is? Well, let me tell you one thing. I heard about this beforehand, and I was going to go down to his beauty salon and buy him out with my bank account. How much money do I have in my bank account, Lance Russell? What does it say? Read it loud and clear and slow.
$25 million.
Ooh, 25 million, baby.
That's exactly right. But
that's actually 6 trillion in today's money.
After seeing that little sister on the television right now, me and Spike and Basher are just going to play him a close personal visit sometime in the...
J.D. Costello is literally transcending as a performer to me. Like, I just think every week he just gets better and better.
Next couple of hours, because let me tell you one thing, Nightmares. When you go to bed with the big boys, you wake up the next morning in pain, and we are big.
What in the world did he just say? What a promo.
Vision right now, me and Spike and Basher are just going to play him a close personal visit sometime in the next couple of hours, because let me tell you one thing, Nightmares. When you go to bed with the big boys, you wake up the next morning in pain, and we are big boys. It's all said and done.
Well, it's interesting stipulation coming up, and I hope that we're able to be there when that particular match takes place. Okay, we're ready for action in the ring, and it should be a whale of a tag match as the Nightmares coming out here right now will be going against the International Tag Champs, Sato and Goto, and in their corner will be Tojo Yamamoto. This is a one-fall, 10-minute time limit match for television. It is a non-title bout. Referee Jerry Calhoun. Bell time, and here we go. In the ring, starting out, Ken Wayne with Akio Sato. Tag champ Sato and Goto against the Nightmares. Danny Davis.
You guys all have to get your mind out of the gutter. He was simply saying that the Mod Squad are, muscular guys who can, they're strong, and when they punch you or they body slam you, it causes a lot of damage. That's all. But after you have a wrestling match against them, you'll know it because you'll be sore the next day.
Ken Wayne.
Gay Road Warriors is absolutely just about the best explanation of the Nightmares I've seen so far.
Look at Ken Wayne over the shoulder, takes him to the rope, but
wow,
held on. Wayne rolled up.
Was that a botch? Like, if it was, like, they played it, it still went like silky smooth. That was kind of impressive.
Out of the way. There's a tag, and Danny Davis slides through the ropes and ready to continue the battle with Akio Sato. Wrist lock and takes Sato down to the mat. Hanging on to that wrist, pounded from behind. There's a tag on Goto. Arzen Goto hammers Danny into the turnbuckle.
Everybody knows what I'd be chanting right now. I'd be also saying that if he has a managerial license, this is 1986. Does this predate the ADA, the Americans with Disabilities Act? Because if this is pre that, they should take away Yamamoto's chair because that gives him an unfair advantage.
Comes in with a forearm to the midsection. Ken Wayne greets Sato as he tried to come in. Whoa! Whipped him over. And there we go.
No, Daninsky, listen. It's like, have you ever seen The Godfather where they talk about like going to the mattresses? That's going to bed. We're going to war, you know? Somebody's going to sleep, like permanently.
Oh, with a double monkey flip. And the International Tag Champs caught with flying head scissors.
Ooh, nice.
And look at these Nightmares moves. That's always been their trademark. They have great speed.
Yeah, then if they don't have to, they should not allow them to have that chair. They should treat them like retail cashiers and not allow them to be seated.
Excellent cunning, and they can really get it on. I don't care how big their opponents are. Goto has the arm reversed on him. One fall, 10-minute time limit.
What's going on out there? There's something going on.
This is 1986 Memphis. We're on July 26th, 1986. But we've, like, if you go into the archive, you can go all the way back to the beginning of 86. And we've watched, like, every episode so far up to this point.
Randy Hales just hollering there's something going on.
Hang on, Randy Hales is at ringside. He's yelling about something. Maybe somebody only sent him a $10 donation. They didn't understand how little that is and that you can't buy anything with it. So he started screaming obscenities at them.
We stopped. What it pertains to.
Okay, is this the second time then that there's been a crowd incident during one of these particular teams' matches?
In the ring, they're still going at it. The referee is not there.
Oh.
And the Nightmares and Sato and...
Dude, this to me is just like pro wrestling. These guys have their masks on, otherwise are just dressed normally, like they'd be out with their families, but they're just beating people with large... Is that a baseball bat?
Goto, oh, look it out there.
Or just a piece of
Good
wood.
night. Jeff Jarrett being jumped by Fire and Flame. And right out in the parking lot, slammed down in the bed of the trailer that the ring is carried in. The Nightmares come out.
Oh my God, imagine if you were just driving by and you didn't know anything about it and you just had the memory of seeing this. Oh man.
Ken blasted by that stick and Danny Davis almost hit by it. They're trying to break it up. Here comes some more help on the way. They got Jeff Jarrett.
I mean, I know he's trying to keep order, but why is the referee even getting involved at this point? He can't count a fall. You either count him out or fucking disqualify him.
Leaving the station, obviously, after his match, there's Billy.
Oh man, JD Southern's out there. You know he'll make a big difference.
Spears, we see him out there. Fire and Flame, who jumped Jeff.
Is that Lawler? Even Lawler came out.
And slammed him right down in that ring. You saw that. The Nightmares trying to...
Uncle Smelmer. Man, look at this. This is like Ben Thorpe and Lalo.
break it up. Pat Tanaka was being held by Fire and by Billy Spears, and a confrontation, and Fire and Flame pointing the finger and making accusation. Let's see if they can get Jeff back and get him taken care of. Giant Hillbilly and Eddie Marlin out there. Well, there you are. Nifty neat. Jeff Jarrett being carried inside. Okay, the match was stopped, but everybody's gone now.
Lawler's making sure his car doesn't get damaged. I could see that.
We're going to take time out. We can't get it restarted. We'll take time out. We'll be back in a moment. Tojo, you took your men and left. We want to restart the match with the Nightmares in there, and you ended up taking your guys and leaving.
Mr. Lance Russell.
Great segment. I thought that was super fun. A Memphis parking lot brawl.
I'm not concerned nothing what goes outside there. You understand?
I hear what
and
you...
then I'll tell you what, the referee had no respect for the international wrestling champion. He just left the ring. You understand?
Okay.
And then I tell you what, Lance, I hear what Jerry Jarrett said on an interview. I tell you what, Jerry Jarrett now is through with me. I don't trust him. He's a two-faced. He's a double-crosser. He was no good as of today. We got no friendship whatsoever, nothing. But I tell you what, Jerry Jarrett gonna be second to his son. I'm very glad because when Jerry Jarrett gonna make one mistake and he's gonna stand up, I'm gonna bust his head. I'm gonna draw blood from his head down to the toe. You understand?
I hear what you're saying.
I'm gonna bust his head and I'm gonna draw blood.
But I also know that Jerry Jarrett can do a little of that. He doesn't like it. You turn his back on his son.
I don't turn my back around. His son turn his back around to me.
You know, Jeff Jarrett, he might need more than just father. He might need a grandpa, maybe sister, mother, grandma in the ringside.
Yeah, well...
Are you asking about pork pie hats? I feel like, who are the big pork pie hat icons over the years? Walter White, obviously. Tojo Yamamoto and Walter White, probably 1 and 2.
Okay, Tojo.
Japanese Jim Cornette, maybe. He dresses like it.
I don't know what you're saying, but I'll tell you one thing for a fact.
He does say some out-of-pocket things like Cornette says, too.
You're going to find that Jerry Jarrett will be paying attention to that particular match. We're ready to go with action up in the ring right now. Keith Eric and Don Donovan in there waiting.
Okay. Jerry Lawler and our boy JT Southern against Keith Eric and Don Donovan.
Right now, an interesting team of the King and JT Southern. First time we've seen them together. JT just came into the territory recently. Good-looking young athlete out of Tampa, Florida. 1 ball, 10-minute time limit contest. There comes JT in.
Not if the way that I visualize it, Daninsky, but that doesn't mean that it's right. I kind of see him as having more of like a... Is it a pork pie hat? Well, now I'm looking at it differently. Now I'm seeing it like it's one of those political straw hats from like old school, like political people used to wear. Now my brain's just all twisted up. Jumping Jeff Farmer.
And the Survivor.
Man, JT Southern's just into the territory and already, dude, is like clearly up on the Rats, like what's going on in the Rats scene.
Jerry the King Lawler. Referee is going to be Jerry Calhoun. Keith Eric, Don Donovan, both from Memphis, Tennessee, will be going against from Tampa, Florida, JT Southern, and from Memphis, the King, Jerry Lawler. 1 fall, 10 minutes in time, and we are ready for the action. Bell time is Keith Eric.
Yeah, this is July 26, 1986.
Will be starting against JT Southern.
You know what? It's even though like I can't imagine this is a long-term thing. It's probably just to help JT get over in the territory, but I think it's pretty neat that their like outfits are coordinated.
Russell in ringside, bringing you the action of championship wrestling.
He just sack-a-shitted that guy. Wow.
As Eric put down on the mat, and Southern follows him to the corner. Boy, I'll tell you.
Oh, gosh.
He didn't waste any time. He's not going to wait till somebody busts his
DDT. DDT.
Still, he cuts loose with it, and he tags the King. Out he goes and over the shoulder. Keith Eric takes a shot from the King. Eric stumbles to the corner after that right hand and tags Don Donovan. Lawler teaming with JT Southern. The more we see of Southern, the better we like him. Donovan in the corner and a backdrop as Lawler picks him up and slams him back into the turnbuckle over on the side. Snap mirrors him over the shoulder, and the referee saying, come on down off the rope. He did, with a right fist flying.
Would I think this was older than 86? Yeah, like if you watch WWF in 1986, it still looks heavily dated, obviously, but it does seem like almost a different era than this, yeah. And I think part of that is because of the way that it looks, obviously, but also just like the vibe of like how the booking is. It just feels like not, I don't want to say behind the times because that makes it sound like it's worse than, but which I don't think is true. But I just think it just feels like it's a much more like, it just feels much older, yeah. Yeah, Gypsy Joe's the guy that that New Jack almost killed. You don't like squash matches?
Lawler tags JT Southern. Hey, we still got a 10-man tag match coming up. JT's got a pin. He's got him.
That was I would have loved to have seen a little bit more match there, but I think it was the right decision because JT was he was stinking the place up there, especially that first time.
Jerry Lawler, JT Southern, as Southern gets the pin on Don.
I guess I should say Gypsy Joe is one of the people that New Jack almost killed, or did kill.
Donovan in 1 minute and 41 seconds. The winner is in there. We'll take some time out and we'll be back with a 10-man expiration of time match in a moment.
A reminder, Championship Wrestling, Thursday, August the 20th.
EFD.
21st in Cadiz, Kentucky at the Trigg County High School. Championship Wrestling, Saturday, August the 23rd in Springfield, Tennessee. Right now, I want to talk about the action coming up Wednesday night at the Evansville Coliseum. You will see Greg Gillis against Tracy Smothers, Paul Diamond against Sexy Ron Sexton, Gypsy Joe against JT Southern, Bam Bam Bigelow with Pretty Boy Larry Sharp against Big Lumberjack Joe LeDuc.
Speaking of somebody that like hasn't been around for a minute, it seems like Joe LeDuc's been gone forever, but I think he was only actually gone for like 2 episodes, maybe.
Return International Tag Championship. Sato and Goto with Tojo Yamamoto against Tanaka and Jarrett with Jerry Jarrett in their corner. And a special challenge match, Nightmares against the Mod Squad. If the Nightmares lose, they must wear a dress. And if J.D. Costello's team lose, he will undergo a makeup session. Joe LeDuc in action against Bam Bam Bigelow.
What you want to talk now? You talk about Bam Bam Bigelow. You talk about Fire and Flame. You talk about Joe LeDuc. I want to talk about Joe LeDuc. I like to talk about Joe LeDuc. And Fire and Flame and Billy Spears and all the fire that you carry in your pants. It's going to come to an end. Bam Bam Bigelow, the beast from the east. And Fire and Flame, it's all together. I don't care where are you from. I can fight the devil if I have to, but I am going to get to Fire and Flame. I have to wrestle Bam Bam Bigelow Wednesday night. You're a big boy. You're a strong boy. You're a heavy boy. You got tattoo. You got everything. You're a young boy.
You a heavy boy. You got tattoos. You got everything. You a good boy.
But You don't have Joe LeDuc yet.
That was my Joe LeDuc inspired Ruby rap. No, hold on. Is this correct? Okay, so the Mod Squad, Memphis Vice, and Ron Sexton. Oh yeah, it was a 10-man against Garmin, Trailer, and Demolition X. What is that?
Okay, we're about ready to go with our 10-man tag match. This is going to be an interesting bout in many respects. One, it's 10 men, and secondly, we've got a brand new team coming in here. On one side of the ring, you're going to be looking at the rugged Memphis Vice.
Dude, what happens, Daninsky, when two big boys go to bed together? Are they both in pain the next day?
And the Mod Squad, joined by Ron Sexton out of Knoxville, Tennessee. That's one half of it. And
get on with the match. I want to see who this Demolition X team is. Well, there's got to be 3 of them, right? Yeah, because it's a 10-man tag.
on the other side of the ring, Jerry Garman, Benny Trailer,
This will absolutely be a clusterfuck, but hopefully it'll be a good one.
be joined by the Demolition Express. Now, the Demolition Express, made up of Charles and James Atlas, Tony Atlas's brothers, and the third man is Rock Steady.
Who was the first guy? They were like, we've got this guy, Tony Atlas's brother, and Rock Steady. Hell yeah.
With the valet Starlight in the...
Okay, so this is kind of interesting. This is the first time in 1986, which it's July 26th in the CWA world. This is the first time in 1986 we've seen a female manager or a valet.
corner, so that will make your 5 men over on that side of the ring. Starting out, Rock Steady looks like will be the man going against
I'm sorry, this guy looks wacky as fuck.
Ron Sexton. Sexton snaps him over. Tags
What a look.
Big Lou Winston. Big Lou pounding away on Rock Steady.
Is he like a spaceman?
Demolition Express. Jerry Garman, Benny Trailer on one side of the ring.
Who are these geeks, Lance Russell? They started at the bottom and they stayed there. This is the high point of their wrestling career, and after today, it's over with.
Well, into the ring, after Basher comes Spike, and Rock Steady is still taking a little punishment. Ooh, spears him hard, and down he goes.
Spike does some of the most beautiful tackles you'll ever see in professional wrestling. Let me talk to you a minute about fire and flame. Let's clarify a few things. You know,
Yeah, I'm curious about that,
let me tell you about it. You know, I took those 2 fat slobs under my wings, and I taught them everything I know. I'm glad to be rid of them right now. You know, I've got a food bill, a drink bill of over $10,000. I begged them to go to the gym every day and to work out. Did they? No. They would sleep. They're lazy. They'd sleep till 12 o'clock every morning. Then they'd get up. They'd argue about who was going to go out and buy the cakes and the coats and the pies and everything. They'd come back. They'd eat up all of that. Then they'd go back to the
Is this Tony Atlas's brother here?
grocery store and buy grits by the ton load, Lance Russell. I couldn't handle it anymore. Had to get rid of them. They were costing me money. They weren't making any money, and I'm in this business for one thing, and that is to make money.
Well, you're rid of them now.
I've got $25 million, but the reason that I'm in pro wrestling is to get rich. In a place that gives up free tickets away.
Billy Spears said that he was their manager previously and that you stole them away from him.
Well, I'm going to give Billy Spears my books that I bought him, the kindergarten books of Abe.
The real reason J.D. Costello is in wrestling is because he likes to flex his toxic masculinity over the beta males.
BCs, because I was having a real hard time teaching them how to read and to write.
Okay, in the ring right now, it is Big Lou and Charles Atlas. who's going at it. Lou drops down with the elbow.
You know, he says he's the brother of Tony. Listen, I just sort of got to laugh at that. Everybody tries to make a name for themselves in professional wrestling, but you certainly don't do it at the hands of Spike and Basher.
Rocksteady in now with Spike. He's whirled around in the corner. There's a tag, knee to the midsection, and Basher from the outside. The referee.
I wish they'd tag the other guy in. I don't remember what they said his name was.
With his hands full.
Oh, they got the tights with the totally and awesome on them again.
We've got 2 or 3 guys pounding on Rocksteady over in the corner. Jerry Bryant out with him. Goes down, count of 1. Side headlock, tag on Ron Sexton.
Oh, here's sexy Ron Sexton.
Sexton up with a body slam down in the center of the ring.
Ooh, look at that.
Count of 1.
Did you see those amateur wrestling skills put on by the sexy one?
Is all they got. Sexton trying to roll him over. He does. Gets a count of 1, and again the shoulder comes up.
What do you think of the night?
I wouldn't have guessed he was a shooter.
Coming out here saying everything they've got to say. This special stipulation about me going to a beauty salon. Do you think for 1 minute I'm going to do anything like that? A man like me, a man with money like I've got, I don't have to do anything. With my bank account, I can do as I well please.
I would certainly hope that you would live up to the stipulation.
8 of the 10 men in the ring appeared in Brian Bosworth's film in Stone Cold. Is that true? That's a really cool movie.
And the rules of the match in there, JD, and it's just the way the match is made with the stipulations. I just hope that I'm going to be there.
Are you saying Rocksteady? He seems to be the one taking a lot of the beating.
To see either the Nightmares wear the dress or see the results of you going to a beauty shop.
Look at this. Look at the fucking back. Well, you know, Lance Russell. Whoa, wait a minute. Look at here. Beautiful.
Basher double-handing Jerry Garman, and that's a 1. Was that a 1, 2, 3? Yes.
Come on, ref.
And as the bell sounds, it's a 1, 2, 3. And the winners, the Mod Squad, the Memphis Express, and Ron Sexton in that fall. We'll take time out. Be back in a moment.
The Memphis Express? What? Is that accurate? The Memphis Express? I thought it was that one team.
For the second fall of action in our 10-man tag match, we still got some time coming up. And
I thought it was Memphis Vice.
And we'll have an opportunity if we can get the guys back out here to get it going. If not, we got an awful lot of talking to do. Here comes the referee. Here comes the Memphis Vice, Jerry Bryant and Big Lou Winston. Ron Sexton and Spike and Basher out with J.D. Costello. And across the way, Benny Traylor, Jerry Garman, and Rocksteady, Charles.
I'm not sure, Benny. I meant to look into it one time. I did look it up, and at whatever came up in Google said that he was still alive, but you never know with all like the AI results now how accurate it is. But in theory, I think he's alive.
James Atlas and their valet Starlight. Big arguments.
I think I checked on Cameo and I didn't see him. I couldn't really find anybody. I thought maybe like Tony Falk would be on there or something. Some of the like, you know, old school guys that were still around from this territory, but I couldn't find any.
Going on, who's going to start? And this is the way it is. This is who's going to start. Jerry Garman and Basher started out. There's a tag on Jerry Bryant right off the bat. Referee finally gets them separated, and as Garvin and Bryant going at it. There's a twist tag on Benny Trailer.
Lance Russell, I'm still very upset. And now I look out here and see fans coming with their hair spray painted the color of the Nightmares and wearing stars on their face. What is this? What, is this a conspiracy? Are those your daughters out there? Did you have them brought out here?
Now, I'll tell you what it may be. It may be the fact that it's catching on. And, J.D., if the Mod Squad, whenever they meet the Nightmares, lose, you may very well.
Look, the rats are starting to paint their faces like the Nightmares. Oh, no. No.
Have that look. There you see him right there. As it may be a look that you'll be having.
Lance, why don't you blow your brains out? You don't have much to lose.
Wow. What a snappy comeback.
That I will leave.
I certainly hope so. You just made my day. Okay, in the ring, Big Lou Winston with one of the Atlas brothers. Lou tags Ron Sexton.
One of the Atlas brothers.
And coming into the ring now, Sexton takes over where Big Lou left off with the knee whip across the ring. And down on the mat. Look at that big elbow. Ron Sexton. Count of 1, 2. There's a tag on Spike. Our 10-man tag finds the demolition.
He's got a good way of cutting right to the quick with some of the shit he says. He just pops in on Lance Russell and drops something and then, flies away.
Express, James and Charles Atlas and Rock Steady going against the formidable opponent.
Wait, is his name Charles Atlas? I thought somebody said his name was Jimmy Atlas. They should let Coco Beware have brothers. I'd be down for that. What if it was like Coco Seaware?
Mod Squad, Memphis Vice and Ron Sexton. Benny Trailer in. Tags, Rock Steady, off the ropes, down on the arm. Hip toss, over he goes. Steps over. Spike down on the mat. As Rock Steady hangs on to the Mod Squad member Spike. They're over close to the corner of the Demolition Express. And he pulls Spike back down on the mat. There's a tag on one of the Atlas brothers who takes over.
Okay, so earlier, now I'm high and I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh, they're called the Demolition Express. So what happened with Lance Russell is he combined the two team names. He combined Memphis Vice and Demolition Express. But are there two Atlas brothers in here? Or I don't understand. Are two of the dudes Tony Atlas's brother or only one of them?
Bars that arm up at the shoulder, and Spike pulls him loose down on the mat. Tag, and who is coming in? Jerry Bryant. This has got to be James. And there's a tag on Benny Trailer, and Trailer in there with Jerry Bryant. Nice drop kick from Trailer.
Lance Russell, don't I have the distinction of doing what I say I'm going to? You don't have to answer that. I will. Of course I do. After the TV show today, I'm personally going to draw out about $3,000 or $4,000 out of my bank account and buy some real...
Ron Sexton's quite a character.
Nice dresses for the Nightmares, because after our matches, they're going to have to be wearing them.
Well, that's one of the stipulations, and it's going to be most interesting to see. We've seen the dress match before, and the Nightmares have agreed to that part of it. The makeup session for J.D. Costello is a brand new one on us, but I think the Nightmares had a good idea since you've been calling them sissies and all the other things that have gone with it, J.D.
Lance Russell, would you put makeup on your face? No.
I don't... Do you think they'll show it if he loses and he has to get the makeup? Do you think they put it on him there at the arena, or do you think they'll have like a video package of like a professional makeup session?
You wouldn't? I don't think so anyway. Would you curl your hair? Would you spray your hair? I don't think so. And I'm sure any boy or any sissy that would do that, you would call them exactly what I call them. Little sissies that should be not in professional wrestling, that deserve their outcast of rock and roll. They tried to be in a rock and roll band one time and they just couldn't make it.
They can't hang in rock and roll. You can't hang in rock and roll if you got painted nails or you paint your face. You just can't make it.
So they said, let's go into professional wrestling. Well, those two little boys, they're not making it in professional wrestling. Anybody who colors their hair and puts makeup on their face has something to hide.
Okay, JD, I think we've exhausted that subject pretty well, and right now it's Big Lou Winston in the ring with one of the Atlas brothers, and Big Lou puts the big foot on him. Big Lou, front face lock as he's back over to the corner, and Jerry Bryant takes over. Over the shoulder, snapped down by Jerry. One half of the Memphis Vice, very quick in the ring. And he is in control right at the moment as Atlas picked up from his knees in the air. And a body slam from Jerry Bryant. Back over and tags Ron.
I think in these days, no matter where you were, you had to do your own shit on a lot of the stuff. Except, I think maybe even in WWF at the time, you probably had to have your own. I don't know if they had like a tailor and shit like they do now. I think a lot of the guys have said they had to go and like have their gear made on their own and everything. So it was just like show up, and that's pretty much all they helped you with was like the transportation.
On Sexton. Sexton drives
Guy in the front row with a yellow baseball cap. I'll look for him.
in. Waist lock turns him over and slams him down on the mat. Tag on Spike, and the big
Oh, this guy here?
Mod Squad
This old boy?
member comes in, plants a foot in the midsection.
Yeah, I know. Even in the mid-2000s, when I was going to indie shows, the guys would wash their clothes. If they even washed them, the ones that did wash their ring attire would do it in like the sink with Woolite.
First ball went to the team of the Mod Squad, Memphis Vice, and Ron Sexton, and they are totally leading in this ball. Atlas down on the ring apron makes a tag. Can't see who it is. Jerry Garman, I believe it is. No, it's Benny Traylor. Benny is back in with Basher of the Mod Squad. Big power slam from Benny. As Ron Sexton gets the call. Our time is running out on Championship Wrestling as we've had a lot of kind of 1, 2, 3. He got him. Benny Traylor is pinned. Traylor is the one that was pinned in the second fall of action as the Mod Squad, the Memphis Vice, and Ron Sexton come out victorious in 2 straight falls.
Okay, let's make a note of that. This is one of the very few times I remember the expiration of time match actually finishing. Like both falls or like, a definitive winner. Normally it cuts out.
As the referee's been told to use some illegal tactics and so forth.
Hey, what's up, Dave's channel?
But the end result is 2 falls go to the Mod Squad and the Memphis Vice, with Ron Sexton as the 5th man on that side of the ring, and they are the winners. Let's once again take a look at the action that took place on the program today. Unfortunately, we had one we were really looking forward to, the Nightmares and Sato and Goto. That bout was interrupted when kind of a brawl broke out on the parking lot outside the studio with a fire and flame hammering away on Jeff Jarrett out there, and Yamamoto said, hey, I don't have to stand there and watch somebody.
I completely forgot that it was Fire and Flame that were in that parking lot brawl. Like, so much happened on this episode. This was a really jam-packed Memphis TV.
Outside, we just leave, and that's what
son of a gun.
They did. So Lawler and JT Southern ended up with a victory. We got to go. Davey will be back next week. We'll be looking for you.
Hurry up. There we go. All right, so this is picking up directly where we left off. We're at August 2nd, 1986, and this is the broadcast as you would have seen it if you lived in Evansville, Indiana. Buddy Landell in the pink suit, iconic.
Ooh, what a good group.
Oh, guys, Dave Brown is back. It's good to have Dave back. Let's hope he's rejuvenated and ready to get back to work.
Hello again, everybody. Lance Russell and Dave Brown. We're right along the ringside and by golly, ready to go.
You're still processing the last episode. Memphis waits for no man, unfortunately. That's part of the fun. No, I didn't record these. Somebody did. There's a few different accounts that have all like complete sets of them, but I think at least the ones that I've seen are all taken from the same Evansville source.
Another big championship wrestling. David, glad to have you back with us.
Thank you. Good to be back. Today we're going to kick it off with JT Southern in here. The opening match.
Lalo's 4 minutes behind Bud. He's watching at 2.5 speed.
Today. Following that, it'll be the Nightmares. Danny Davis and Ken Wayne. A little bit later on, we'll have the Rocksteady Crew. Bam Bam Bigelow.
Are you trying to get me riled up about Dave Brown, victim of fermented beverages?
Will be here in an unusual type of handicap match.
Well, they would bring pretty much everybody through Memphis, especially everybody would come through to put Lawler over. It's just they didn't always like stay for a long time, but like pretty much everybody came through like of note.
Memphis Vice will be going against the King, Jerry Lawler, and the Giant Hillbillies to be a good one. Later on, Paul Diamond teams with Jeff Jarrett. We'll have the Japanese team of Akio Sato and Tarzan Goto in the expiration of time match.
What a bunch of action we've got lined up. Hey, by the way, the match took place between the Nightmares and the Mod Squad, and of course the Nightmares won it. So that means that JT had to visit the beauty parlor. We've got JT here today. We got.
Oh man. See, that's why I really want to watch Smoky Mountain again. There's so many like goofy stipulations that are just like completely ridiculous. And like those segments where Sunny, or whatever she was called at that time, would like, she was trying to like make a woman out of this redneck lady, like make a proper, woman out of her. There's just so much goofy shit. Like, I can't wait to see this guy at the beauty salon.
All of that and much, much more, and we'll be back to it in just a moment.
See, now anytime we see the Invader or the Patriot or the Inferno or whatever, I always assume it's Don Bass.
Troops are happy to see him. He's a likable young guy, isn't he? Get ready for our opening bout and the introduction, Dave.
All right, we got a 1-fall, 10-minute time limit match coming up here. The Invader, 224 pounds on one side of the ring, and across the way out of Tampa, Florida, 230.
Hey, how's it going? Zatoichi.
38, J.T. Southern. 1 fall, 10-minute time limit. Referee Jerry Calhoun watching things.
Whoa! Did he hammer him?
He got him.
He got him.
Hey, look, I'm fine with that. That's how it should be. Let's let this guy do what he does best, which is run down to the ring, look good, slap hands, get one move in, and get the fuck out. Perfect.
Right there. What was the time on that one, Dave?
16 seconds. 16 seconds of action, and J.T. Southern in control totally the entire way.
He's already on his way out.
Invader had a side headlock. He was put into the rope, whipped back, and watch him in this power slam when he takes him off the rope into the air and drives him right down on the mat. A 1, 2, 3, and that, friends, is how it should be done. Classic demonstration by J.T. Southern with the win. Hey, that was so short.
Let me assure you, it's best that it happened that way. J.T. Southern, you do not want to see him you don't want to see him try to have an extended match at this point anyway. You met Chief Jay Strongbow? That's interesting.
We got time to put another one in this segment here.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll get underway here. Let's just bring them on in. Yeah, there they are. Thank you.
They gave him 3 moves, I think, last episode, and he didn't handle them very well. So they just gave him one flashy move, let him get over, let the people cheer him, and then get out of there.
Oh, Nightmares.
Danny Davis, Ken Wayne.
The Nightmares just disturb me. I don't know what it is about them. They're literally living up to their names. I don't know why I'm surprised.
David.
This match is going to be a 1 fall, 10-minute time limit. Introducing on one side of the ring at a total of 444 from Knoxville, Tennessee, Ron Sexton.
Sexy Ron Sexton, and what's Craig Carson's name? Let's get a feel for what kind of wrestler he is.
And his partner out of Brown Rock, Texas, Craig Carson. And at 442 pounds, it's Danny Davis, Ken Wayne, the
Crazy Craig Carson.
Nightmare. Craig Carson says this one's piece of cake. No problem for Ron Sexton and Craig Carson, according to Craig Carson.
Brown Rock, Texas.
Brown Rock, Texas. You got it.
Craig's a big guy.
Yeah, he is. He's put on some weight here in the last few months.
I miss Dave Brown. He's putting in some heavy lifting now. I think he's got his energy back. He probably went and used his off time to go on some kind of one of those trips like in that movie Hostel. So he got all of his demons out, and now he's back in Memphis, and he's really delivering on the mic.
Ron Sexton always has had good size.
I still haven't watched that match. I need to though, but I've heard mixed things about it, but I'm definitely looking forward to watching that Penta debut.
Sexy Ron Sexton out of Knoxville, Tennessee.
He went to the ropes. Yeah, Craig Carson complaining here.
Yeah, but we're not refereeing.
No, not do any good to complain to us.
Tag on Ken. Bars him up tight at the arm, and a nice move by Sexton, but Ken Wayne holds on and goes right over with him, maintains the arm bar. Referee Jerry Calhoun watches the leapfrog by Ken Wayne, knocks him over and down. Nightmares. They're decked out today with a yellow star on the eye. I think I kind of like that. May be my favorite. Either that or the blue.
The blue one, yeah, I kind of like the blue one. The hair is a little different today. It's a bit more psychedelic today than on some. Heavy on the purple and pink and bright orange today.
Craig Carson is so proud of himself making a clean break, he can't stand it. Some of the Nightmares supporters are in the audience today, and they've
Sorry, I'm still kind of shaken up when I thought that J.D. Costello had left the territory. Pretty shaken up about it.
Taken on the Nightmare look with the stars in their hair and so forth.
Old Dutch Mantel, who's my favorite mid-carder. I don't know. What's like a mid-carder? In WWF, probably like Tito. I was like Tito. Who else was it that? I don't know. Mr. Perfect, I guess. He was never like a world title guy. He was kind of a mid-carder. But they weren't like mid-carders in talent. That's what, like, you know what I mean?
Ken Wayne as Craig Carson pulls his way over to sexy Ron Sexton. A foot to the midsection. Ooh, good forearm shot. Hey, there's...
Or Coco. Like, Coco's one of my all-time favorite wrestlers. I tend to not think of him as a mid-carder because he was so attached to Hogan, but like on his own, he was definitely probably like a... I don't even know if a lot of people would even consider him a mid-carder, but he's one of my favorites.
Some of the nightmare...
Look at these people. Look at this Youth Run Wild.
Supporters right there. You can see they've got scars and their hair's done up much...
I don't know the Dave Brown lore either, Joe. I just make up stuff about him.
In the manner of the Nightmares. They don't want to be like Ken Wayne of the Nightmares right now. Ron Sexton doing a number. Dropped with a big elbow on Ken. Count of one. And out of it comes Ken Wayne.
I don't think he's unsafe in the sense that like he would try to hurt somebody, but it's pretty clear like in his first interview even he was super, super nervous. He was really nervous in his first match and kind of he only hit a few moves, but like none of them really looked good. So it probably made sense just to protect him while he was on TV and let him kind of work the kinks out, you know, somewhere else.
Right at the count of two.
Sexton put his head into the knee of Craig Carson over in the corner, and now they're double teaming on the exchange. Craig Carson thinks he's got things going his way. He does. He put a chop on Ken Wayne.
Dave Brown very well could be the clown from It.
Hammered him down again and covers. Counts at two, but he can't make it stick past the 2 count.
That's that short clothesline a la Dutch Mantel, but Craig does it right out in the middle of the ring. Double elbow, and Sexton is down, or rather Sexton is on, and Wayne is down.
We're just passing the 3-minute mark in this one. 10 minutes the overall time limit.
Sexton picks Ken Wayne up, slams ahead into the turnbuckle. Danny Davis getting a little nervous over there. He needs to tag in because Ken has been worked over pretty good by the team of Carson and Ron Sexton. Tag, and here comes Craig. Ooh, boy, he blistered him with that. Going for the corner and makes the tag on Danny Davis. Danny ripping him with a right hand.
Thanks, it's me. I mean, if I could make Jim Neihart happy, I feel like that's all I could really ask for.
And again,
I had to switch strains. The sour banana sherbet was really stacking up on me. Must have been terrible to be a wrestler during Hogan's prime. Yeah, I mean, you knew it's like a moonshot that you'd ever get any kind of a run at the top.
3 of them.
Unless you were a heel, in which case you knew you were probably never going to get the championship anyway, since Vince liked to have a babyface champion, but you knew working with Hogan you would get, you know, a big payday.
Right in the corner. There's the whip. Carson into the corner and an elbow that really cut him off short.
It was like a brick wall he ran into. Just stopped him in his tracks.
Backdrop and a tag again on Ken Wayne. Nightmares have great stamina. Into the rope. Drops him down. Danny picks him up and drops him on Mike Carson.
4:04 the time as the Nightmares.
Oh, crazy Craig. Never saw it coming.
Put it together for a victory.
Yeah, they are. There is definitely like a Ziggy Stardust thing. I don't like the Nightmares. I like them as wrestlers, and I don't know too much about Wayne, but I like Danny Davis as a performer, but I hate their look. I can't stand it. When they did the one interview without the makeup and the hair shit, I thought that was like so much better.
Head out of the ring after taking the measure of Craig Carson and Ron Sexton. Carson getting the pin with the great teamwork of Ken and Danny.
Yep.
Oh, thanks, King. I appreciate it.
There's the earmarks of the Nightmares. Very.
I mean, I would just be waking and baking for this amount of time anyway, watching weird shit, so why not just stream it?
Very good teamwork and a good win in there.
Well, that's Russell. We always have teamwork because we've been a team for a long time. You know,
Oh, but look at now this. Okay, I'm getting it now. We're getting a band together. All right.
haven't seen him yet, but I hear J.D. Costello looks just like a sister.
Uh-oh.
I can't wait, Lance Russell. You know, the thing that amazes me is that he said, you know, he was so mad at what happened to him. He wanted to get in the ring with a...
I mean, this is just such masterful 80s wrestling storytelling. We've got two guys who look like this. All right, the face paint, the pink hair, the pink and colorful attire, and J.D. Costello feuding over who is more masculine. This is like the red pill showdown, and it's between the Nightmares and J.D. Costello and his two what happened to him? His two police officers who were fired for excessive force.
Nightmares. He sent word, get any partner you want. He wants to set foot in the ring with a six-man tag. So we asked JT Southern to be our partner, baby. Can you imagine? It's going to be the Nightmares and JT against the Mod Squad and 60 JD. Boy, you look funny. I just can't wait.
I couldn't believe it when he asked to get in the ring and wanted to personally get in. He was really mad. I think it overloaded him.
Well, you know, he just ain't too bright. That's the problem. But, you know, I think JT here's going to look mighty pretty with a star on his face, don't you?
Can we look for that, JT?
You sure can, Lance. It's not going to be a six-man battle. It's going to be a 5.5-man battle because JD, he's only half a man.
That's right. That's right.
Nightmares and JT Southern. We'll be looking forward to that match when it comes up. Time out now.
Yeah, what's the deal with JT Southern's hair? Is that real? It's I don't know. There's something about it that just seems really off.
Back in a moment. Back into the action right here on Championship Wrestling. Boy, look.
If they don't drop brother, I think Memphis is more of a daddy territory than a brother territory, at least at this point. I just love this red pill storyline because of it's between these people that are dressed like the Nightmares and then J.D. Costello. I absolutely love it. Oh, thanks, Kudo. You don't think there's any way that it's that's his real hair?
Into the 7 bouts coming into the Evansville Coliseum on Wednesday night. We'll give you the whole card in a moment, but I do want to talk.
Which is to say that Memphis was daddy pilled.
Talk about the International Tag Title match. It'll have no disqualification when Sato and Goto with Yamamoto on the ringside will be defending against the team of Jeff Jarrett and Pat Tanaka with Jerry Jarrett on the ring. Tojo?
Yes. Yeah, Jerry Jarrett, you no good son of a gun. I thought you was my friend, but you double...
Oh my God, man, he came in like 1,000 miles an hour. Wow.
Me, you get two double face. I tell you what, this time now, no disqualification. I tell you what, Jeff Jarrett, you hide behind your daddy every time, but this time you can't hide behind your daddy. We can do everything what we can. The best thing you do, Jeff Jarrett, is to go home and you drink some more of your mama milk. Dodo, now I want to introduce Mr. Professor.
Did he just tell Jeff Jarrett to go back and get on his mom's tit? Wow, Tojo dropping bombs.
Sato,
いや、反則あろうがなかろうが、こいつは本当に問題分かってやってるのかどうかも分かりましないよ。
英語喋っても、英語喋って。英語喋って。
Okay, Tojo, we don't understand. I'm glad I don't, I'm afraid. That'll be a dandy. No disqualification. And then there's going to be an international title match. This is the one I think we've all been waiting for. A one-on-one confrontation. Jerry to King Lawler and Bam Bam Bigelow. Here's...
Oh, boy. We haven't seen Larry Sharp for a minute.
Pretty boy Larry Sharp.
Lawler, don't worry about your belt. Because what we're interested in is kicking your butt. So forget the belt. We might get disqualified for slamming you off of the ceiling. We're going to beat you up, Lawler. And you know what you get when you put 16 235-pound men in the ring?
What's that?
Mediocre nuts. Because you got a 400-pound bad man that's going to make them look like slouch right in front of your eyes.
Well, you're going to be seeing an international heavyweight championship match. I think it's what everybody's been looking for. We're talking about one-on-one Lawler and Bam Bam Bigelow, plus the big battle royal to determine the new Southern champ. A little bit earlier at the opening that with the Nightmares having won the match that they had with the Mod Squad, JD had to undergo a beauty treatment.
Oh,
we have
boy,
got
here
for
we go.
all of you the scenes of what happened.
Oh, man, I think I really do believe that we're going to really get treated to a masterpiece here from JD Costello.
When JD Costello went to the beauty parlor, let's take a look at it. JD, of course, was not the most cooperative soul in the world, as he was some kind of hot about.
And if you didn't see it, I think it was last episode, this particular salon owner hates JD Costello and said that he was going to really fuck with him if he came in there.
What happened in that match and the fact that he had to undergo, and let me tell you, they did their best. Yeah, oh boy. There's JD right there. He's trying to cover up and hide his face. No. Let's get it all in place, JD.
The crowd is like going nuts. They're like, oh shit.
Little drying, and now they're doing such a nice job on the nails. All JD can do is shake his head as additional treatment is going on, and now the lipstick.
Oh my god!
Such a fitting touch.
No
JD
way.
getting the lipstick applied in the professional manner.
All right, that's it. Y'all have activated Joker mode.
Well, there he is, JD Costello, and you saw the makeup section in there. We'll see if we can get JD to come out here. I want you to see him live and in living color.
Oh my god.
JD Costello and the Mob.
Man, imagine if you hated this guy as a fan and you had this moment in Memphis in 1986. Like, that would feel so good.
All right, me, Lance Russell. Don't you let
Did they dye his hair?
at me. Until you came along, I never saw a prune that exceeded six
Oh
inches
my
in
god, now he does look like a Batman villain with the suits, and now he's got the lolcow hair, lolcow face, lolcow clothes. It's coming together.
diameter, so don't you laugh at me. Go ahead. Go ahead. Take a good look at me. Get a close-up, cameraman. Come on. Get a close-up. Look at my face. Come on. Get a look at me. Look at my makeup. Look at my hair. Look at my manicures.
Oh.
Everybody get a good close hard look.
Oh, yeah, they
don't
did a
you?
good
Wouldn't you
job.
like to kiss it, Lance Russell? Well, I hope everybody's happy, and I hope all you southern redneck hillbilly geeks understand why I laugh at you every week at the matches, because you look 10 times worse than I do. You know, Lance Russell, there's an old saying out there, those who laugh last, laugh best.
Wow, this is I'm mind blown by this, and I have been chain smoking weed for 3 hours now. But this is. I thought to myself, you know what? I'm building it up too much. There's no way it's gonna be like as crazy as I think it's gonna be, and then it just JD Costello again surpasses my expectations.
Well, old sayings don't get to be old sayings unless they're true. Well, I am the one who is going to get the last laugh because nobody treats J.D. Costello like this. I come out here in finer clothes than you've ever seen in your entire life. I grace this television show. You should thank me for coming out here. Well, let me tell you one thing, Nightmares. Let me tell you one thing, Lance Russell. It's not over with because it's payback.
You know what I'd throw in right here just for good measure in this moment?
Time. And I've asked for something, and it's like Toyota. I've got it.
I couldn't believe it. I
have got the contract signed because of six-man tag team matches. That's what I wanted. I'm not going to be sitting in the corner at ringside telling Spike and Basher what to do. I'm going to put on my tights and grace all the arenas by accompanying Spike and Basher.
Now, see, I like this. He's been, I mean, in kayfabe, he's been humiliated, right? He just had the makeup put on him, and he's not shrinking from it, right? He's not hiding or anything. And in addition to that, he's saying like, you know what? This is it. This was like a line in the sand for me. I'm gonna start wrestling I'm gonna start just upright, straight fighting now, which is, I think, is, you know, good for his character.
Along with the Nightmare.
Especially since, again, we know he can't beat any of these people up, but like he truly does believe in this character that he could do that. So it has like, it's such a good promo.
And they can get whoever they want to. And let me tell you one thing, Nightmares, if that's what they call you, you little sissy bums. Spike and Basher are gonna beat you within 1 second of your life. Then they're gonna bring you over to the corner, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my fist and I'm gonna pound your face. I'm gonna pound it. And when I get finished, it's gonna be disfigured. There's gonna be nothing left of your face. So you're gonna have to put on makeup. You're gonna have to put stars in your face because you won't be able to walk the street without it. Let me tell you one thing. There is not room in professional wrestling for the Nightmares and the Mod Squad, and we are here to stay.
J.D. Costello is...
Whew. Man, J.D. Costello.
A little upset. Looking as pretty as he does today. I don't know why he's so upset about the thing. I can't imagine. I think that dryer must have burned his brain to request that he be in the ring. And, of course, the third man with the Nightmares is going to be J.T. Southern. Okay, we're ready.
They got his ass, but he's coming after him, King. He's saying this isn't it. He's ready. He's coming out. He's coming for blood.
To get back to the ring, a little bit of action coming up.
Make sure you be there in the at the high school and at the what was the other one, at that Civic Center.
There, and we've got a brand new group to take a look at today.
Okay, Rocksteady Crew versus Keith Eric and Keith Roberson. Oh my God, another Roberson match? Okay.
Reese, let's go here. The tag team match today against Keith Eric and Keith Robertson.
Keith Roberson is dancing to the other team's music. JD gives you Silence of the Lambs vibes.
Eric and Robertson both out of Memphis, Tennessee, weighing in at a total of 438 pounds. Rocksteady Crew also out of Memphis, Tennessee.
Why do people keep accepting matches with Keith Roberson?
Weigh in at a total of 439. Jerry Calhoun, the referee. 1 fall, 10-minute time limit match now going on. Keith Eric starting against Ira Reese.
King Cobra on the outside of the ring, and Ira Reese on the inside. Over the top, Keith Eric. And down he goes. Another good move by Ira. Keith Robertson is the partner of Keith Eric as tag. On the other half of the Rocksteady Crew, in goes Keith Eric. Backdrop.
Eric has not had a very pleasant experience so far in the match. He's almost been pinned twice now as King Cobra almost got the 3 count on him. Less than a minute gone.
Tag back, and Ira Reese and King Cobra, a double drop kick.
Eric searching for the tag on Keith.
I wonder if Keith Roberson ever made it to Japan. King Cobra is the the guy who wrestled as King Cobra is the matchmaker in current Memphis.
Roberson in the corner.
Robertson, a little size advantage over Ira Reese. Ira always was physically in good shape, though. He always kept himself tuned up in excellent condition. King Cobra, we saw him start as a youngster at about 180 pounds, I think, here on Championship Wrestling. And boy,
Keith Roberson fucking cracks me up. I don't know what it is about. Well, obviously it's because he keeps fucking with all of his tag team partners, but he's got a weird look too. Like he's got an interesting look for just being like an enhancement guy.
Really put the time in the gym and pump that iron and build himself into a very large gentleman. Keith Robertson back into the corner and
large gentleman Keith Robertson. That should be his nickname, large gentleman. I don't know if I said if I saw you or not, Michael Myers. I can't remember. I was gonna say something, but then I think I was high and said something else.
Bam! Big right hand, whip across the ring, in the air, and a body slam.
Cobra sets him up for the double drop kick. Keith Robertson on the mat. Reese. Oh,
he's got a good one, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Look at that. A lot of guys will use a fist or forearm or something like that in a quick situation. Ira Reese showing his speed by pounding his way with 2 drop kicks on him. And now Robertson takes him over. Looked like he was going for a suplex. Ira read it. Took him down into a crab position, but got a 1 count is all. There's the tag on Keith Eric.
Eric and Reese, a little better match size-wise. Eric still outweighs Ira a bit. There's the tag, and King Cobra back in.
So what's the guy, does anybody know King Cobra's partner's name? I thought he would have another, like a gimmick name, but it sounds like he just has, like, a regular sounding name anyway. Like Ira or something like that?
Cobra using the right hand. Referee warns him, keep the fist open. Nailed Keith Eric. Well, I tell you, he blasted him down to the mat. Winds up this time and hit him with a clothesline. Eric was coming about 3/4 feet off the rope.
Look at it.
Here comes the Cobra Deathlock.
And twist those legs up. Yeah, he's giving it up.
He's got a
Jerry Lawler comes out. Ring the fucking bell.
submission on him. And Cobra got that hold on him.
Yeah. I don't know what he calls it, but boy, it's impressive as he immediately got the submission out of Keith Eric. Time on it, 3 minutes, 1 second, and the win for the Rock Steady crew, King Cobra and Ira Reese.
That's their first appearance, and a doggone good one it was. As
Ira Reese or Ira something. I didn't care for that, to be honest. It's not that the match was bad. I think the little storylines that were going on with Roberson being a shitty partner, I just thought that still had some legs to it. And now he's just kind of like a generic guy with goofy leg guards.
Rocksteady crew came through with a victory. Well, here comes Fire and Flame's new manager, Billy Spears. Billy, we
Oh boy, here comes the White Red Fox.
Said you could have a moment or two to
I need a moment or two. I've got the TV schedule here, and you don't have the Southern Tag Team Champions scheduled today on TV, and I want to know why.
It doesn't come as any surprise. You know what the ruling was on it, that Fire and Flame, due to the actions that they had the last time they appeared here in the studio, are not going to be appearing back here on Championship Wrestling on television anymore.
You mean to tell me that the Southern Tag
Oh, can you imagine when the fans find out they don't have to see Fire and Flame anymore?
Team Champions can't defend their titles, can't appear on nationwide TV in this studio? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
That's exactly what the ruling was.
I want to talk to someone with some clout. I want to talk to someone that knows what they're talking.
You don't want to talk to Lance Russell. Get me someone with clout.
About with some power. I want to talk to someone other than you, Lance.
Hey, that's fine with me. You're not making me mad.
I want to know who's responsible for this. I want to speak to someone now. I want them out here. If they're here in the studio, I want them here because I'm not...
I'll tell you who's responsible, and I'd be delighted if he is available to get Eddie Marlin out here because he's the one that made the decision.
He's been ducking a lot of issues. He needs to come out.
About whether Fire and Flame is going to appear here on the television anymore.
Eddie Marlin's responsible. I want Eddie Marlin out here. I want to discuss it with him right
There he is, right there. Eddie, he's got a gripe.
Just exactly what I told you before. We're not going to put up with what y'all did out here a couple of weeks ago. Your Fire and Flame is not going to wrestle at this TV station. Let me ask you something right now. You are trying to tell me, and you are trying to tell Fire and Flame that they can't wrestle on TV. Is that correct? I'm not trying to tell you. I am telling you.
Hey, Spooky, I'm good, Michael Myers. I'm pretty high.
They're not going to wrestle on TV. You're the one responsible for all this. Is that?
Which is not an endorsement of use of it. It's just a statement for educational and entertainment purposes.
Correct. Are you trying to tell me and all these people out here in TV land that you are responsible for not letting Fire and Flame, the Southern Tag Team Champions, appear on nationwide TV?
This guy's going to be so over as a heel because the only reason he's here is to threaten the fans that they're going to have to sit through a Fire and Flame match, which is like the worst thing you could do in the territory right now, I think.
Is that what you're trying to tell me? Are you the one responsible for this? I am, and they're not going to wrestle here, Mr. Spears, as long as I've got anything to do with it. Well, the American Civil Liberties Union will have something about this, but I'm going to tell you right now, you think you're a big shot, my friend, and you're not.
I was smoking sour banana sherbet, but then I switched over to Apple Mac.
And I've got to go out here and tell these men sitting in the hot car that they can't wrestle on TV today. And if I do that, brother, you're the one going to take the responsibility. Not me, not anybody else. Take it upon your hands. You're responsible for this. Now, I don't want to be the one to do it, but I will go tell them. But let me ask you one more thing. Are you sure you want to take responsibility for this, big shot? I'm positive they're not going to wrestle here. Whatever do you tell them out there, that's between you and them. Just
how's it going on it Factor? What did you get timed out for?
Tell them that I said they're not going to wrestle here.
Okay, thank you very much, Eddie. I think he makes it pretty clear. He said it only about
Eddie Marlin will not negotiate with terrorists.
7 different times that they are not going to wrestle here, Billy Spears, and that is the answer that you were looking for. You've got it right now. They are not going to wrestle on championship.
Well, I'm not responsible. He is.
Okay, we heard it. Billy Spears. We'll take time. Be back. Time, my friend, to remind you about some things. One of them being that Thursday, August the 21st in Cadiz, Kentucky, Trigg County High School, sponsored by the Athletic Boosters Championship Wrestling, coming your way. Saturday, August the 23rd in Springfield, Tennessee at the Center. Now, Wednesday night, let me give you all 7 matches coming to Evansville. Tracy Smothers against the Super Destroyer, Tex Golden against Tom Branch, Paul Diamond against Ron Sexton. Then it'll be an international tag title match with no disqualification with Jeff Jarrett and Pat.
Billy Spears didn't last long. I feel like he's got an interesting look, but he doesn't have the... Like, he's almost, like, too meek. He's almost too... His, like, delivery and his personality almost seem like too normy. Like, especially from Memphis. Like, maybe he could get over in, like, a calmer territory. But when you're competing with, like, J.D. Costello and Bill Dundee and these, like, huge... all these different guys that do these wild promos, like, he just kind of, like... I think his value is as, like, a wacky manager, but he looks wacky, but he's not, like... He doesn't come off as, like, particularly interesting.
Tanaka going against Sato and Goto with
Yeah, this is 1986 CWA.
Yamamoto in the corner. The Nightmares and JT Southern against the Mod Squad and JD Costello. International Heavyweight Championship match. Boy, here it is. Bam Bam Bigelow with Larry Sharp will be challenging Jerry the King Lawler. And then we're talking about a 17-man battle royal. It'll be a new Southern Heavyweight champion will survive all 17 men. That'll all be Wednesday night.
his opponent right there, Jim Jameson, stepping up to the ring. And
well, I don't blame him. Not looking happy. Okay, now the way this handicap match works, Dave, is that Bigelow will be down, and Jameson is going to start out with Bigelow down on the mat, and he will get.
I think it just depends with Rich and Joy, like what their mood is, like as to like what they're willing to, what they're willing to put up with in chat.
Get the advantage of attacking Bigelow in that position first. Now, there he goes. Hooks around and kind of a referee's position on Bigelow. He's going to jerk his arm out and drop him down on his face. Gets a side headlock on him.
17, probably just that's every person on the card.
It's like grabbing a hold of a bull.
I've been to a lot of indie shows where they would open with like a, I've even seen like a 9-man like battle royal, and like the order of elimination determined the matches for the night. So like you got kind of like an extra 10 or 15 minutes of wrestling for there being such a like short card.
And trying to move him around and trying to turn him over now. Jameson gets behind him, chin locks him. He's astride Bigelow, and he's got him chin locked. But that neck.
Can you imagine if he paid off the ref and had him say that Bam Bam gave up?
Of his is about 25 inches, and he just really didn't have a whole lot of effect on him. Jameson again, front face locks, and look at this. Up on the shoulder. Well, Bam Bam gave him the required time to do what he wanted to do. Back slams him, 1, 2, 3. Oh, boy. Wow.
Is he going to splash him? Or is it, now that he's in singles matches, is he turning a new leaf and he's going to like keep his win?
boy, what can you say after something like that? A minute, 4 seconds. Yeah, look what Bigelow did. He was down on all fours, and then as he stood up, he had Jameson up on his back. Jameson just now trying to struggle out of the ring. Yeah, there he is. Got Jameson up on his back, and then he just backdrops him back there. And that's it. He turned, covered, count of 3, and it was all over. Minute 4 seconds, the timeout.
And probably 55 of that minute 4 seconds was in the fact that
Dave Brown, good to have him back.
Jameson had the opportunity to do what he could to. You just can't move a guy that said Dave. He is unbelievable. Bam, bam, Bigelow, strong and agile. Okay, there's another shorty. Let's see if we can reach down here. Bring another one in. Memphis.
That reminded me of Wings of Redemption when he was like, yeah, strong and agile. Somebody yesterday said that Wings of Redemption, when he talks about how he's agile and he's actually athletic, like that he sees himself like Bam Bam Bigelow. And I just think that's such a like hilariously delusional thought, if that's true.
Vice.
Are we getting more Uncle Smelmer?
Oh, yeah. Hold on, music of the Giant Hillbilly.
Hillbilly greeting the crowd, and there's his partner over the far right of your screen, the King.
Oh, wow, we're still getting tag team matches with the Memphis' version of the Colossal Connection.
Lawler, Hillbilly and the King will be going against Big Lou Winston and Jerry Bryant. The Memphis Vice, 1-fall match, 10-minute time limit.
The team of the big Giant Hillbilly and Jerry Lawler held the Southern Tag belts. They were the champions. They lost them to Fire and Flame and several of their cronies. Bell time, and here we go. Jerry Lawler starting out against Jerry Bryant.
Bryant and Lou Winston, the Memphis Vice. The wrestlers who...
Okay, so Memphis Vice has new gear. It now says on their ass, a man's man.
Have very similar styles, and after a long time, and they finally teamed up a few months ago to form the Memphis Vice. It's noise in this territory. Going against today, B. King and the huge giant hillbilly.
They're saying, go, Jerry, go. Now, there's two Jerrys in that ring. I don't think there's any doubt who they mean.
No, I think they're talking about the one that wears the crown. Jerry Bryant has the side headlock on Lawler.
Crusher Yurkoff? That sounds like a porn name.
Bryant thrown into the... He's just dancing across and runs into Lou Winston. Lou Winston had stepped in here and was down on the mat. And he was going to work it out so they could trap Lawler in between them. And then he and Bryant could get him. But instead, Lawler moved out.
That's a classic 80s tag team thing, consoling each, like bailing out of the ring and then consoling each
other. Away, and Bryant ran into Winston when he stood up.
Yeah, and he waited till the very last second to move out of the way, so the momentum of Bryant couldn't be checked. And now the referee is at 7, and Bryant, about to get counted out, makes it back in time.
Lawler just watching and waiting from the center of the ring.
I will say, like, I understand that not everybody likes squash matches. I like squash matches, but I feel like watching pretty much exclusively Memphis wrestling for this last little while, like, it's retrained my brain to the point where, like, I'm so used to seeing only squash matches on these TV episodes, or, like, you know, DQ finishes and stuff, that, like, seeing Lawler and the Hillbilly against, like, even a mid-card tag team is, like, almost feels like a little main event.
Move to the midsection by Bryant is answered by about 4 from Lawler. And a right hand puts him down to the mat. The referee says you got to keep the hand open. And Lawler says, if you've seen what he has been doing, you understand why I did that.
Like, I would have never thought, like, wow, Memphis Vice against Lawler and Uncle Elmer. Can't wait. But, like, I'm into it.
Lou Winston jumps in there with both fists double.
Memphis Vice have been right on the verge of breaking through into another plateau. We've seen them develop, and they're right under that championship caliber right now. They'll tell you they are certainly ready for it. Ooh. Winston using a right hand of his own, Rick Lawler.
And there are some guys who, like, they're better in squash matches. I know we've talked about it a million times, but like 911 in ECW, as soon as they tried to change it just from him coming out and destroying guys, like, it just kind of lost it. It didn't work anymore. Same with Hook in AEW, I feel like was that way. And like that Keith Lee run that I always talk about where he had like those 2 or 3 just amazing matches where he just threw people around. Like, why do you have to go past like what works? At least until it stops working.
I think I've ever seen a team with more confidence than the team of Memphis Vice.
Yeah, really.
Whoa, Winston really let Lawler have it with a right fist.
Yeah, also, I feel like Mid-South had more of like you were watching like a sports league feel to it, where wins and losses really mattered. I don't think wins and losses really matter in Memphis. Unless even like a clean win, I feel like these fans would just overlook it. Like if the heel pinned Lawler clean, I think they would mentally even though I think the booking wouldn't let him lose clean, I think the fans would still overlook it. Like wins and losses really don't mean much in Memphis, but I think in Mid-South they actually kind of did in a lot of cases.
He's going to pay for that one. Lawler turns him around and with a haymaker swing puts him on the mat. Winston really hit Lawler hard with a fist over in the corner. And there was no doubt that the King was going to get equal measure from him. Got him back in the corner. Tag is made. Bryant coming in. Winston a little slow leaving there. Bryant using the right fist. He figured, well, if it worked more or less for Lou, I'm going to try it too. Well,
I feel like, too, with a territory like Memphis, if you're completely new to it, you do have to kind of go in with an open mind and, like, be willing to invest, because a lot of what makes Memphis work is, like, kind of a slow burn, but, like, you have to get to know the characters. You have to get to know, like, follow the storylines for a while. It's not really something, if you just drop in and see one episode, it just looks like it's complete chaos, which it is, but, like, there's reasons for that chaos. But I think if just at a like a quick glance, it's hard to really appreciate even like a fraction of what makes the like Memphis wrestling so good.
Lawler grabs him by the head, takes him over to the corner, tags the giant Hillbilly. Bryant into the rope. Hillbilly dumps him over the back. Look out. He sits down on him. And Bryant just lying there in the center of the ring. Hillbilly sits down on him again, and if he goes for the cover, I think he's got him here, but Bryant got to his feet. He was headed for the corner, and then just dropped to the mat again.
Big Hillbilly dropped that Mississippi Avalanche twice on him. Bryant's doing well to be up and about, even though he's staggering. Tag on Big Lou.
He did get the tag.
An eccentric ant taking a Greyhound to see Memphis wrestling sounds like a great... that sounds like a movie character.
It's Big Lou now facing the King.
Or a contestant on Love Connection. Meet so-and-so. She calls herself an eccentric aunt. She enjoys taking bus trips and watching athletic events.
Winston over a few words with the crowd. Word of advice to Lou would be, Lou, you better pay attention to the man standing about 4 feet away from you there.
Hey, really?
Now Bryant comes down. Crowd really getting on him. Winston using that right fist again and again. Knocks Lawler back into the turnbuckles. Bryant's holding him from out.
Look at this referee. He's just letting him get away with whatever.
We're 5 minutes into the...
If I was in the crowd, I'd be all over this guy. That might be a come into the ring moment to try to help Lawler.
Action here. Hey, the giant Hillbilly comes in, grabs Bryant.
Yes, we were going to watch My Breakfast with Blassie. I've got a live stream on here that's like the Jerry Lawler versus Andy Kaufman feud. We tried to watch it like with what footage I could find, kind of in chronological order. But we were supposed to watch that, but we ended up running out of time.
Pulls him over out of the way. Lawler around behind Winston, right into the rope, rolls him down. He's got the shoulders down, but the referee is trying to get the Hillbilly and Bryant separated. Look how Bam Bam Bigelow clotheslines Lawler. Winston has the cover on Lawler. Count is 1, 2, 3. The Memphis Vice has upset.
See, like, that doesn't hurt Jerry Lawler at all. But it makes Memphis, like, that's a pretty big statement for Memphis Vice. Wow.
The team of Lawler and Hillbilly with a huge assist to Bam Bam Bigelow.
It'll be in the record, Brooks. You and I and the folks that saw it know it, Dave, but nobody else knows when they see that the Memphis Vice defeated Jerry Lawler and the giant Hillbilly. Bigelow hit him with a clothesline. You got to take 3, huh? Hit him with a clothesline, and I mean absolutely busted him right off of there and ended up getting a tag.
See, the vibe isn't like, oh no, I can't, Lawler's diminished in my eyes now. No, they're like, that motherfucker's got to pay for screwing over the King.
Well, Jerry's complaining to the referee. I don't think it's going to do any good. The win is...
You could send in a question to Jim Cornette. He was in the territory at the time. He could confirm whether there was a female fan known for chair-related incidents.
Going to go for the Memphis Vice. We'll take time out, and we'll be back in just a moment.
What a turn.
Coming up here, Rough and Ready stepping up to the ring right now. And already in the ring, it's Paul Diamond.
Uh-oh, Rough and Ready versus Jeff Jarrett and former drug addict Paul Diamond. Jeff Jarrett on stream.
And Jeff Jarrett. This tag team match is going to be...
Let me interrupt you.
Yeah.
Fire and Flame causing trouble out in that parking lot again. Fire and Flame out in the parking lot. We need to check on that.
Yeah, we're a big on ring rat lore on this channel. We're very pro rat.
Fire and Flame out in the parking lot again.
Well, we knew we were out in the parking lot.
Yeah, well, Billy Spears said he had him out.
Yeah, I think he works best when all he's got to do is dance and come in and hit the leg drop and then dance and then that's it.
The car out there and they were upset. Yeah, hold it up, Jerry. Referee, hold this match here for a second. Let's check this out.
Okay, this is now, what, the third time we've had this crazy shit happen?
Well,
Last time we opened those doors, they were beaten up on...
Oh, boy, fire and... Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, man, are you kidding me?
Oh, man.
Can you believe that? Fire and Flame. There goes Eddie Marlin. That's got to be, I can't see it that well, but I'm almost certain that's Eddie's Lincoln. And
they vandalized Eddie Marlin's vehicle.
They have painted all over that beautiful Lincoln.
Oh, look at Eddie Marlin. Oh, my God.
He gets his hands on him.
Eddie going after Billy Spears. Spears better be glad he could run. Oh, he's got to be sick.
This is so Keno. You have like they're right over by these townhouses and these huge old school satellite dishes, all the old cars. Like, this is so cool looking.
Now, the sick part is Fire and Flame and Billy Spears. Cronies. Bell time, and here we go. Jerry Lawler starting out against Jerry Bryant.
Bryant and Lou Winston.
Yeah, that was Jeff Jarrett.
And the Memphis Vice. The wrestlers who have very similar styles, and after a long time, and they finally teamed up a few months ago to form the Memphis Vice. It's some noise in this territory.
I don't know what happened here.
Going against today, The King. And the huge
Is this a second
giant
fall
hillbilly.
in the match, or what happened? Okay, yeah.
They're saying, go, Jerry, go. Now, there's two Jerrys in that ring. I don't think there's any doubt who they mean.
Yeah, I remember that joke. What happened here? Am I hallucinating, or didn't we already watch all this? I'm not in a mental state to deal with that.
Eddie, a man of principle, though, saying they are not going to be on this television as long as he has anything to do with it. And Fire and Flame create another scene as they have painted up Eddie Marlin's car. Well, we're going to...
Well, I think he had burned it to a DVD, and I saw a little DVD icon come up saying that it was like going to the next chapter, but I thought we were skipping ahead. I didn't know we were going backwards.
Go back to the ring now. We've got a match scheduled in the ring that will have Boss Winters and Rough and Ready going against Paul Diamond and Jeff Jarrett. Boy, Eddie, I am so...
Former drug addict Paul Diamond.
Sorry.
And Jeff Jarrett.
Them, they'll pay for it one way or the other. And I don't necessarily mean money either, but they will pay.
Okay. Eddie Marlin, I don't blame you, Eddie. Not at all. Okay, let's see who's starting.
All right, it's going to be Jeff Jarrett starting against Rough and Ready. And that's Ready in there, I think. He's the shorter of the two.
It's Ready in there. Wow.
Jeff Jarrett. Put him into the rope. Got him with a good upper arm coming off of there. Pat Tanaka over in the corner of Paul Diamond and Jeff Jarrett.
Just kind of keeping an eye on Boss Winters over here.
Yeah, Boss Winters over here is rough and ready.
When did Pat Tanaka become a licensed manager? He has no business being at ringside.
Diamond in the camouflage today.
Paul Diamond out of Canada.
Okay, hold on a second. Dave Brown says he's in the camouflage today, which we know that he's been in for some time. So maybe the last time Dave was here was when they did the taping when he got his head shaved. So he might not have actually seen the transition to Rambo.
Nice body slam.
Excellent wrestler, this young fellow is. Back to Jeff Jarrett. Drop kick, and Jeff.
I think another reason Memphis just works for me with the While I Wake and Bake is that like the commentary is so chill. Like Dave Brown almost sounds like a guy that's reviewing jazz on NPR. And like Lance will get worked up sometimes, but like not very often. And then usually only like a couple of the heels will get on commentary. But it's just like the commentary is so laid back.
There was so much momentum he couldn't get extended on his drop kick.
Yeah, it kind of got shortened up on him there, but still it served the purpose in getting him off his feet.
Yep.
Hair pulling by Reddy. Tag made, and this is Ruff coming in.
Waist locked him and took him off his feet. Cranks that arm up behind and a hammer lock.
Took him over to the corner. Good move. Got the tag on Paul Diamond. There's a drop kick.
Yeah, but that drop kick is looking good. Yeah, but he looks completely, like, especially compared to now, like, his body, but he still looks the same in general.
A good one by Jeff Jarrett as he got him coming off the rope.
He just looks like he's now like a kind of a cyborg version of himself.
That time. Paul Diamond set with a side kick, puts him down.
Boy, he hit him with that super kick, and that ought to be Jeff.
Oh, you were right. He had him with that side kick. I think he caught him by surprise in addition to catching him with a great side kick.
Well, he had just been hit with that drop kick by Jeff. And as soon as he stepped in
Dave Brown insinuating that the camouflage helped him hit him by surprise.
Range, and as tall as Diamond is, that's still a pretty good distance away. Guys don't expect something like happen. He hit him with that super kick and put him down there. 1, 2, 3. We got more action coming up. We've still got Sato and Goto, who will be in a tag action bout right after we take time out for this. Wednesday night, Evansville Coliseum, a friend, 7 outstanding matches. And, brother, I'll tell you what, there is some heavy.
Kind of interesting. I don't remember for sure, but I think in one of the books I read, they said that whenever the booking duties would change in Memphis, like, I can't remember who was who, but somebody liked a really big roster, and then the next person would take over, and it was like a smaller roster. And I've been paying attention, and slowly the number of matches on the cards built up, and now they're going back down again. We were like at 10 for a while, and then we went down to 9, and then now we're down to 7.
Heavyweight action coming in there. An international tag title match. 6-man with the Nightmares JT going against the Mod Squad and JD. International heavyweight. And we've got a 17-man battle royal to determine the new Southern heavyweight champ. First, I want to call in Jeff and Jerry Jarrett there. Jeff and Pat Tanaka are going to be involved in a
I have to cast my protection spell real quick.
Match with Sato and Goto. And, of course, Yamamoto's going to be over there, Jerry, so that's going to be your job. Keep an eye on that son of a gun.
Yeah, Lance, I told Tojo what I'd do if he stuck his nose in the match last week, and I did it. The thing that I apologize for, I was a little bit late, and it cost Jeff and Pat the victory in the match.
This week, no disqualification in that.
That's right. And this week, I want to promise Tojo Yamamoto one other thing. If you stick your nose in, because Jeff and Pat can take care of themselves, if you stick your nose in their business, Tojo, if you get involved in that match, I'm going to have a bigger stick than you bring, and I promise you, you'll be carried out of the ring. You won't walk. Now, I kept my word last week, and I'll keep it this week.
Oh my God. So Jerry Jarrett says, my stick's bigger than yours, and if you stick your nose in my business, you're gonna have trouble walking after we meet. Things are heating up in Memphis.
Ooh, look out. Wednesday night right there in the
Look out.
Coliseum. Then you're going to have an international heavyweight title match, and that one is going to be the one we've been waiting for, and the respected Jerry Lawler is going to meet one-on-one with Bam Bam Bigelow.
You're exactly right, Lance. I've been waiting for this because I've heard all the talk from Larry Sharp, from Bigelow himself, about what they're going to do to get rid of me. Well, let me tell you boys something. I've heard that kind of talk from a lot of big bad guys in the past, and I'm sure I'll hear it again because I was here long before either you two showed up, and I'm going to be here when you're...
Yeah, as part of an educational slash, critical approach during this transformative content, I'll point out, as I always do, that Jerry Lawler did in fact have a laundry list of big names that came to Memphis to try to beat him. And they always play that glaze reel before he fights another one to remind you that he beat Hogan and everybody else in Memphis. Kamala.
Long gone. So, Bigelow, you do everything in your power to win that belt, brother, but it ain't going to happen. I'm going to defend that title, and this could turn out to be the biggest night of my life because then we're going to all go back in the ring again, and I got another opportunity, Lance, to put my Southern Heavyweight Championship belt back around my waist, and that's just what I'm coming to Evansville to do Wednesday night.
Akio Sato, Tarzan Goto with Tojo Yamamoto stepping up into the ring right now. Across the way, it's the team of David Haskins and Jerry Garman. Got a match here, a tag team event to the expiration of time. Jerry Calhoun has them sorted out. And
oh, here's our expiration of time match.
Says ring the bell, and here we go. It's David Haskins starting for his team.
That's a good team, Sato and Goto. It's too bad the attitude is a little bit tainted that way. Yamamoto over arguing with somebody in the front row. We have some Japanese visitors over here as David Haskins.
Now that was, I don't think I've seen him do that before. That was kind of entertaining.
With Sato.
We're examining the effects of nostalgic classic wrestling on the brain of a heavy drug user for educational purposes only and critical.
Haskins flipped and left in the middle of the ring. Sato and Goto, a rugged tag team. They've made the tag. There's a chop, and Haskins hits the mat. He's over to the corner and makes the tag. Jerry Garman in there now. Look out, Garman fired over into the boot in the corner.
Boy, Garman shot a straight right into that midsection and pulls him over, hands Sato over to David Haskins. Haskins the bigger of the two.
Whatever happened to that chick with the tiger stripe tights?
Haskins back into the rope, fired across the way. Shoulder butt puts him down. Sato lets him go by. And a nice punch by David Haskins. You got about 1.5. Tag made. Tarzan Goto will be coming in. Haskins' left arm. Haskins, good move, good arm strength as he took him down, but he couldn't make anything stick.
It's just wild how many big wrestling names these people got to see in this teeny tiny studio. It's really wild.
Goto kept him rolling.
David's looking better every week, isn't he?
Yeah, he's come a long way since he started. Former college football player. Brought the foot up. He's over to the corner in the tag. Jerry Garman comes in. Garman went with a drop kick. Oh, he missed that one, though. So drops down that head.
He uses that head a lot, Dave, and you know how Sato will slam other wrestlers into the head of Goto. Ooh.
Sato taunting him now. So come on, picks him up, through the rope.
I've been reading some of the older ones that are available on like the Internet Archive, has quite a few of them, and they're pretty interesting to go back, and especially to look at the ratings, like, you know, that far in the rearview mirror about how like kayfabe those magazines were, and I always thought I was getting like the inside scoop.
Look out, Tojo with that stick down here on the floor, pounding him. Tojo getting involved too. As the referee comes over this way, Tojo's back in the chair.
Is that a Singapore cane?
Very innocently sitting there. There's Tojo with a stick again.
This is great.
He hits Garman again as he tries to get up. Time running down here. 3.5 minutes gone in this fall.
Our time running out on this expiration of time match. And if Haskins and Jerry Garman can hang on, they're going to end up with a draw out of this. Goto in the air. Come down on him.
Vader bomb.
He's got to cover one, but Haskin comes in and breaks it up.
Come on, Brad.
And Sato stings one.
Referee losing any kind of semblance of control over the match.
Hard on David Haskin. He set up his Garmin. There's that side kick from Sato. It's going to be a 1-2, and that's going to be it. Boy, if they could have held on another 20 seconds, they'd have had themselves a draw out of it. Double teaming Sato and Goto. They are the winners. We'll take time and check our time. Be back in just a moment. Because we had so much going here. You bet. Big action is true. That's all the time we've got. And we're
we got Dave. He's not going to break down what happened for us.
Going to be looking for you next week when we have some more of that big championship wrestling action. And until that time, for Dave Brown, this is Lance Russell saying, looking for you next week. And until then, bye-bye, everybody.
Well, wow. What a journey. At least J.D. Costello is still around. He said he's here to stay, so that's good. Fuji gimmick infringement. Bob Uecker died? I thought he had been dead a long time. Bob Uecker was still alive? Is he the last? Is Danny Pintaro alive? Or is everyone from Who's the Boss gone now? Have we lost the complete cast of Who's the Boss? All right, well, I'll be back in the morning at 8:15. We'll for sure do Memphis Wrestling tomorrow. That's its normal time slot, so we have to do that. But anyway, thanks for hanging out. I'm going to go take a nap.